Hey now, can y'all hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Welcome to 90 Day Fiance Fridays, Knives Out edition.
Uh-oh. Knives Out edition. Shots fired.
True. Now, the question is, do we say the Knives Out topic for the beginning or the end?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a best for last person, but well, hello, Coco. You're joining a little late. I'm assuming you were helping wipe an old man's ass.
Oh my gosh. He's in the room right now when he heard that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Coco. I didn't know he was in the room. Now I feel bad. Now you're making me feel like a horrible person. I don't like
JP.
it. I don't like it when my jokes are humanized. I was just making a joke.
No, but he's heard every single one, so it's fine.
Well,
Is
that's
he a
good.
is he a closet? Is he a
He actually jokes with me. He's like, I'm afraid that you're gonna leave me for someone older.
See, I think that's never the thought that men have. Usually it's like you're going to leave me for someone younger. So that is like a weird like
Yes.
cross between a normal fear and a crazy weird fear.
Well, he will actually be like, "Am I old enough for you? I feel like I'm too young," and I'm like,
So wait, if he goes to like the BMV and he doesn't need your help, is he like worried like I'm way too independent? She's going to find somebody like does he like so when he goes out and like pays his own bills and does his own grocery shopping, is he worried that you're like Coco is gonna find this really unattractive?
I actually don't know.
I'm pretty sure he might be worried. Like when he comes home and he actually didn't need any help and he's actually carrying his own bags, he walked up the stairs, didn't fall. He's probably like, she's gonna leave me. She's gonna leave me.
I
Absolutely.
I just want to know,
No.
is he like a low key, like, does he listen to our podcast ever?
Yeah, he actually like DM'd George one time. So
He did. He
But
did. And
no,
he
he's
but
like,
we
"Is
never
this
discussed it.
George?"
Does he actually listen to the show though?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't even know
But
that
he
part.
hates fucking reality TV because he worked in the industry for so long that like he knows people who work like in reality and they're like all miserable. So yeah.
Well, yeah, the people who work there are miserable, but the people who
That are on
watch
it.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
we absolutely love
It's
it.
different. It's a different vibe. He just
Yeah.
feels it's very like, they take advantage of people because he's seen it, he think it's like it's scripted, a lot of times like The Hills and all that. And he's a very kind of like empathic person. So like he doesn't like when people are being exploited or like you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like he's not into drama.
he
He's not
might
into
be
the drama.
too he might be too good to work in reality TV
Yeah,
then.
that's exactly what he said. He's like, I could never do it because
Yeah, he's too
yeah,
innocent. Like
Mhm.
yeah,
when I go to Disney World, all of the employees that work there absolutely hate it, but I'm like on a euphoric high because I freaking love that place.
yeah,
But like the employees that are there, they're so pissed. And they don't even want to be there, and I'm like, damn, that what sucks. And it's like, oh, because this is your job. I'm just here because I feel like it, So I
yeah,
get how he feels. Like he wants
yes,
to be a good person, but he's forced to be a bad person in order to get the shot. So I get it.
yes.
And speaking of a good person, I think JLP is here.
Oh my
JLP.
god!
Oh my god.
Hello, hello everyone. How are you? Good
Hi.
evening. Happy
What
to be
honor!
here.
What an honor to have you
I was
grace our
I was about
presence.
to start bitching because I looked at my messages and I was like, wait a minute, I haven't gotten a ping yet for any topics. Let me go see if they left me out of the group again.
I
Wait,
just sent you War and Peace edition of topics. So yeah.
Yeah, no, so I was just looking through the topics that Shabooty sent me. That's why I was a little late to answer. But hello everyone. We'll have a
well,
lot of
hi.
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 How
You,
have you
you,
been?
I've been good. I've been good, trying to stay warm. It's
Oh
really
my
cold
god.
over
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it was 80 degrees here today, so we're back to normal.
Screw you.
We're
Screw
Yeah.
back.
you.
I'm,
Sorry, guys.
I'm,
We're back
I'm.
to normal scheduled Florida weather. So yeah, it was so hot
Oh
today.
no.
I had to turn on my air conditioner in the car because I was sweating. So yeah, it was really hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Meanwhile, I'm walking
Florida.
around wrapped up like a chalupa in my own house.
I was wearing a fur coat yesterday, and I had the heater on till like 78.
Yeah, you gotta walk around
I'm
here. I mean,
crazy.
it's crazy. But I was looking at the little thing here. We have a lot of new faces listening tonight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Hello, new faces. Welcome
Hi.
to
a lot of new listeners.
I
welcome
Yeah.
did
to
notice that. Yeah.
Let me give a shout out to Anu. She's like the mechanic chick. She like
Oh, I
listens
Oh.
to
see
us while she
her.
works on cars and stuff.
Where is she? I didn't.
I
Oh yeah,
see her.
okay.
A
A news.
noose.
Yeah,
I'm
welcome,
very
welcome.
impressed because I can barely like put air in my tires, so I'm very impressed with her expertise because
At some
George,
point,
I believe that.
we
it's
should,
true. It's
assuming they want to talk, we should ask them like what they think about
Yeah,
Matt and
definitely,
if all the
definitely,
photos of cars on his profile are from cars he works on.
Oh, speaking
definitely.
of cars and profiles, I was just right before we got on here. Josh from The Last Resort and Rob. I'm sorry, Josh, Rob, and Florian were all live. They're the Last Resort people. And Josh was in his garage and he was showing the vehicles that he said everyone said were rented. And he was showing that they were still in his garage. So I wanted to get everyone's opinion on that because,
Oh.
yeah, he was on live. I don't know. He might still be live. I don't know. I left to come here. And our Aston Martin that he drove on the episode of The Last Resort was in the garage as well. Next to it was a Lamborghini, which he drove that when he picked up
Okay.
Natalie on the Single Life. Do you guys think that Josh has a Lamborghini and an Aston Martin or what?
I
Like
No,
what's
mean, do you know how? I
no.
mean,
What's that car rental place that when you go to Miami, you can rent people's
yeah.
personal vehicles?
Oh, you're
Is it
thinking of
Vivo? Is it Vivo?
Toro. Toro.
Turo, that you rent the
Mhm.
person's personal vehicle for as long as you're in Miami or
They
something
have
like
that.
that.
They have the same thing in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Aston Martin. If he owned an Aston Martin, would he be
Yeah.
peddling on our TV on a reality show? Come on, come
It's
on.
I don't know. See, I'm confused by him
Mhm.
because he makes it seem like he's really really like successful in his business and he's balling. He's got all this money, but he's also leeching on to Natalie for clout. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, I
Which
don't
makes
those
no sense.
right. It doesn't.
Mhm.
Those things don't add up together.
No,
Like each.
none of that adds up. None of
So,
that adds
like, my only guess would be, some people who have like a small business, they like buy cars and try to say it's like a business expense, and so I feel like that's the only way I could believe him having the cars.
Or also, I was thinking this as well. What if his side business is one of those rental things where he leases those cars and then rents them to other people to make money
Mhm.
off of it? Because that,
like a Airbnb on wheels.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's possible because you can go and lease those vehicles and then you rent them out to people and then they pay for the lease payments, on their own. Then you make money. I know someone who does that actually in New York City. They lease a whole bunch of cars and then you go rent them and then
Mhm.
they take the money. So I don't know. I'm not sold that Josh is balling
Yeah,
up
but
to that level.
those vehicles are way too high end to lease them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's true. I know
You're
because
not
no one
gonna
will insure
nobody's
it.
gonna lease you an Aston Martin.
Yeah, because no one will insure it if it's
I
leased
mean,
as well. So
exactly.
yeah,
Right.
You gotta put a big chunk of money down or something like that.
I don't
Yeah,
know if he really
nah.
does have that type of
Mhm.
money. I'm confused by his actions, like him being in the
Like
98
what
Bad
of him?
Boys.
If he has that money, why is he living in Arizona or whatever, or his house in Arizona?
Now,
Mm,
I mean,
I
stranger
haven't
things have
seen
happened.
I haven't seen the house, so I don't know if it's nice or not. From what I could see, it was just a 2-car garage. I have a 3-car garage, so I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm confused by it. And I've met
Mhm.
him in person, and he doesn't come across as a millionaire to me. He's a really nice guy, though, but like he doesn't come across as a millionaire.
I'm sure.
I have a lot of millionaire friends, and they have this arrogance about them.
Mhm.
Like when I'm hanging around people that have lots and lots of money, it's obvious by their attitude and demeanor that they have
Right.
lots and lots of money. I don't get that vibe from him.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
Mhm.
that was just a random thing because I was just on that live and I saw that and I was like, oh, I should bring that up because he was basically fact checking the cars. And
I mean, as we've learned from experience on these cast members, not all of them are millionaires like they say they are. So that's gonna probably come back and bite him. The truth about, Josh's car rentals or whatever it is that he's showing off or stuff like that. Just like the truth is creeping out about somebody else. So
Mm.
That is,
so
yeah, that's something we're gonna get all up
Oh
into.
yes.
all up
All
in
up
it. And
into.
I want y'all to all say, thank you, JLP.
Oh yeah, we do
I
we owe you
always
do we owe
thank
you an
you.
apology or something?
Well, you didn't deny it. You just couldn't believe it. So you don't really owe me an apology, but you were like, nah, that doesn't sound right, JLP.
You know,
Come on, really?
I didn't like being one up by you.
Well,
Oh.
Just kidding.
I just, sometimes you just see stuff and you can't remember where you saw it, but you know you saw it. And that's
Mhm,
what happened to me in that moment. But I wanted to relay that to you guys. But then I was like, damn, I don't have receipts, so they're not going to believe me.
mhm. Oh, by the way, if it's okay, let me do a couple of administrative shout outs.
All right.
So shout out to Jess and Shauna who joined our Patreon. And then
Oh.
on top of that, as far as I already made a post about it, but thank you to our over 1,100 downloads in 4 months that we started being on Apple and Spotify. And that doesn't count like our Twitter streams or our Twitter live listeners or our Twitter, recorded listeners. So the number is probably way higher, but just had to throw those numbers out there. Thank you everyone for the support.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you. And guys, I just want to say, because I've had a podcast that turns 5 years old in May, getting these type of numbers is very hard. So the
Hmm.
fact that there's so many dedicated listeners, like I had a podcast on Spotify and Apple Music for a year and a half or 2 years before I hit 10,000 downloads. So for 4 months to go over 10,000 downloads, that is an amazing, and I'm just
Mm,
so
Yeah.
happy and overjoyed that so many people want to listen to us talk. That's so crazy, right? Like,
mm,
so
You know what it is? The tea is piping hot and it's
mm,
verifiable. So it's hard to find good hot tea that you can say, well, that's not a rumor or that's not hearsay. So people
that's true.
are coming over to say, well, you know what? Shabooty
Yeah.
said this and Shabooty said that, and everything he's been saying is true. So let's go over
mm.
there and give him a listen.
Yeah, and JLP, you kind of so George and Coco and I, you weren't exposed to something that happened it was in the middle of the freaking work week, but that's like our hot topic that we'll get to at some point. But that was like some insane drama that was like as a result of the tea, we were getting blowback.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
You gotta fill me in on that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're aware. So we might have to like fill you in on what happened
Yeah, we might have
first.
to start from the beginning.
Yeah, because I don't even know if you're aware. It's like this
No,
crazy source of.
nope, I'm not aware of anything.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be piping hot. You're gonna need to get your gloves and your mittens and your
Mhm.
coat. You know, it's gonna so you don't burn yourself. The
Oh,
heat doesn't get to your skin. It's gonna be
my
very.
lips are burning already. My
Yes.
lips.
True, yeah. So yeah, the topics list is very long. So George, where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't know. We can start with Jasmine's shirt.
Hmm.
Her, I yeah, we can start there because a lot of people were saying that Jasmine. There's no way that Jasmine was 30 years old in that photo. So let's kind of start there. People are saying
Yeah, because I mean, well, you know what? I mean, okay, listen, we all know it was severely, severely Photoshop filtered. But as far as like, how she looked like, 8 years ago, I mean, like, I'm gonna be 37 and people still think I'm like 26. So there is like, some people just have that. But in 8 years, she did age quite a bit, I will say.
well, we have to also remember she's gotten a lot of work done in
Hmm.
those eight
Right.
years. And I know that people think that getting work done is supposed to anti-age you, but there are
Sometimes it does the
times,
opposite.
yeah, there are times like Darcy and Stacy, they always come up. They don't look any younger from all of the work that they got done. They just look weirder. So
Hmm.
sometimes the more work you get done, it actually offsets your age. It makes you
But
look.
but did she start having work done before she was on the show? Because I remember her coming on the show. She didn't have any work. She didn't look like she had work done. She
No,
just had a
I
really
don't think.
bad weave.
I don't think she had any work done
Yeah,
before
she.
we.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So
she
that
looked
picture.
very natural, and
Yeah, that
she
Mhm.
was
picture looks like she's very natural.
her. I mean,
Her
Jasmine's not
face,
an
anyway. Her
ugly
face.
girl, right? Jasmine's not ugly. She's pretty.
No.
It's not surprising that she looks that hot at 30, because a lot of people were saying this looks like she just graduated high school in the picture,
Yeah,
right?
I
Mhm.
didn't
Everybody.
even know that was her. I mean, well,
she
first of all,
does.
that was super heavily filtered too.
Well, yeah, her face, her skin and face was like shiny,
W-
you
Was
Mhm.
know.
like
So
white,
yeah,
like
so
white.
we know that it was
And
filtered or whatever.
and then real quick,
Right.
should I pull back the curtain on the meme part of that photo?
Oh my God. I laughed when I saw that.
So
Me
Seriously.
too.
this
I
is just
You made me
I
really
actually
this is
thought it
just
laugh.
for
was
our
real.
listeners. This is just for our listeners. But when I posted it, I was like, "Oh my god, look at her shirt! It says I love cock," and I was like, "That's so crazy." But okay, to pull back the curtain a little bit, yours truly photoshopped it. It originally said I love rock, but I changed it to a C to make it say I love cock.
I
It
feel
made me
like
laugh.
I feel like it was more accurate with I Love Cock anyway. So I
Mhm.
feel like it was more accurate because we watched an entire tell all of her talking about how much she enjoys draining balls.
Uh-huh.
So I felt like this
I mean,
for
yeah.
her. And
Who doesn't?
wait, this is something you enjoy, Coco, and draining balls?
Um,
Really? I didn't know.
let's
It's too early to get Coco
It's
started.
too early, George.
Let me get at least another two drinks.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God. I'm sober. Jesus.
I
Yeah, we
didn't
don't want to
know. I
wind.
didn't
We don't want to wind up so
like
early.
some people like pickleball, and then some people like draining balls.
I mean,
I
I
didn't
like
Mhm.
to
know.
do both. I
Oh, so
mean,
you
there's
like
nothing
both
wrong with it.
pickleball and draining balls?
I played pickleball this
She likes to
morning. Yeah.
drain pickled balls, as in their old balls.
There you go.
I love when they droop.
Oh no, gross. So wait, Coco, I have a question. Is the
Yeah.
older the balls, the harder to drain? Is that like a true statement?
Not in my
She likes
experience.
men that when they sit down in the toilet, the
do,
balls touch
do,
the water.
I'm
is
actually,
it
Oh
I know,
no.
no, but okay, you guys are gonna
is it
laugh, but
is it like
I'm
sour? Is it
super
like
attracted to
sour milk?
that.
Coco,
I'm
does it
super
come out like
attracted.
sour milk
No, oh
Oh,
my God.
or
you
curdled
like
or
it when the
curdled?
balls touch the water?
Oh, I am so attracted to that. It's so weird, right? Like I was looking at this like old like this like kind of like porn site and it's called like Blue Man Pill and it's basically like
What?
80-year-olds just like banging like, young girls like, you know,
Oh.
28, 30. It's called the Old Blue Man Group. No, I swear. Okay, and I was like, "Oh God, that's so hot."
Is
So
it?
yeah, I mean,
Oh.
I'm weird.
I
I'm
mean,
fucking weird. I'm
that's an
fucking bizarre.
understatement. That's an
Mhm.
understatement. Like
Oh,
you like things that most women are repulsed by. So yeah, that's an
oh, it turns
understatement.
me on like crazy. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
I mean,
I'm
Oh,
gonna
oh,
shut up now.
so I forgot if we've asked Coco this or not, but have you been with a man with a uni ball yet?
What?
Like one ball, like Lauren?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
oh
It's
yeah, we now know that he was born with one ball.
Mhm.
He didn't he say that to you?
Yeah.
yeah, I heard
So
that too.
Shabooty reached out and asked, hey, what happened to your second ball?
It,
And
it
Lauren said, oh, I was born with only one ball.
No,
Mhm.
that's not true.
Wait, it's not?
No, what they call one bull. I have a brother that has one bull. We used to call him one bull because the testicle actually ascends up into the stomach, one testicle,
What?
and it's like an ascend. It doesn't drop down. So, but he has six kids. Trust me. But both testicles are there. He has two balls. Just one of them ascends up into like his abdominal area. Look it
Oh,
up.
so it's
Yeah,
not possible for a man to have one ball.
no, it's actually one that doesn't drop all the time, all the time.
Oh,
So it seems like one.
Interesting.
Look it
I
up.
didn't
It's
know that.
true.
Oh,
Yeah,
if it's okay, one of our Patreon people told me an anecdote about she was with the guy with the uni ball. So can I read you her anecdote?
yeah.
Okay.
Again, these are our supporters, so we got to give them preference. So this is Val. She says, I don't know. Hopefully, she doesn't mind me reading this. But anyway, um, Let me just see where to start. Okay, I actually remember him saying at some point during the show, and it stuck out to me because my boyfriend only has one, two. He had stage four testicular cancer at 35 years old, so they had to remove one. Just FYI, surprisingly enough, it's not that noticeable. It's almost like the other one has room. Sorry, why am I laughing? The other one has room. The other one has room to spread out and it doesn't really look weird. And you probably wouldn't really notice it in a dick pic. I'm so used to it now. Two would seem kind of weird. Okay, probably too much information. But yeah, Lauren mentioned one ball early in the season.
Oh, I missed that. Did anybody catch that? I didn't catch
Mm,
it.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
catch
No.
no.
I don't
Maybe they
remember catching it. I remember reading about it, but I remember
well
hearing
Coco
it.
said he mentioned it on our podcast or something.
I thought he did, honestly.
Oh,
Or
he
was
I
it
said
at the
thought
so
he
much.
tello?
had.
Did he say that at the tello though? I think he said at the tello
Yeah,
that
the
he had
tell all,
one
but
testicle.
Yeah,
that just aired, yeah.
I just remember him saying
Oh.
I mean maybe I got that mixed up, but that's what I remembered.
No, he said that at the tello. He had one ball, one
Yeah.
testicle, but it's not actually one. It's just a testicle that hasn't descended or doesn't always
well,
descend.
Val's guy literally just got one because they cut one out.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
imagine that.
yeah.
That's very scary and disturbing, and I'm already worried thinking about it. So that's great.
If there were more men listening, I imagine everybody's just fondling their shit right now, checking to make sure both of them are
Yeah,
there.
like making sure there's no lumps or
Yeah,
anything
you
because
guys
we're
are
like,
right now. You
oh,
got
Why? It's just
Shabooty,
like, yeah.
Coco. Right now, Shabooty and George are fondling their shit, making sure they're both there. They're like, okay,
I mean,
both.
I'm all for that. I think that's fantastic.
Oh,
I
they're doing a
mean,
nut check.
we
They're doing a nut check real quick.
you gotta save the balls. You know how they have the shirts there or whatever that say "I love boobies" and that's like for breast cancer awareness. They should have the shirts for women that were "I love balls" for men's testicular cancer awareness. Because now
I
I'm
would
worried.
wear that shirt. I would
Oh, I know
absolutely
you
wear
would.
it.
I know you would.
Except I
You
would put I love saggy balls. So, yeah.
so
No,
wait, the non you don't care what happens to the non-taggy ones? Is that what you're saying?
Eh,
Coco.
no, I care. I care. You know what? I care about
No,
balls,
you know what?
okay?
Coco, we'll print T-shirts that say "I love
Okay.
balls" in the front, and in the back we'll have all different kind of balls. We'll have saggy ones,
Oh,
we'll have short
perfect.
ones, we'll have big ones, small ones,
I have some
uni
pictures for
testicles.
reference.
Yeah, uni testicles, all kind
That
of
doesn't
testicles.
that doesn't surprise me that you have pictures for reference. Speaking,
Yeah,
wait, we're on the subject of t-shirts and balls. So Lauren was in Vegas. Well, he
Oh,
lives
he
there,
lives here. Yeah.
and he was wearing a shirt
Mm.
on the strip that
I
says
saw that.
"I drink pee."
I
yep,
mean, you know what? Good for
yep.
him. I mean, you know what? We all have our weird little quirks. Like, that's
Wait,
fine.
we do because I don't drink bodily. Wait,
Well,
we do
that's not.
what?
You know what, George? It's not as weird as you think because remember that show that was on My Strange Addiction?
Oh, the guy with the car
Yeah,
that was
The
obsessed
guy
with
that
really.
kept
yeah.
drinking his own urine. Him and his girlfriend drank their own urine. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I do
That
remember
couple?
that. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's not as far fetched. A lot of people, a lot of survivalists practice that.
but I
You know,
don't know.
those doomsday preppers, those
Does it
doomsday.
really have nutrients? Because isn't it the waste of your body rejects the waste? So why would it be nutrient if it's waste already, right?
Well, because the urine, remember, is being filtered through the kidneys, so it's actually coming out filtered.
Oh my god,
Hmm.
So you're
I'm
getting
not drinking
clean.
it.
You're getting
I'm,
clean pee.
I'm not drinking it. I don't care. I'm not drinking it. I'm just not.
Even if it was Tiffany's pee.
No, I'm not drinking nobody's pee. Like I'm sorry.
That's gross.
There's a line that I draw, and it's there. That's the line. I'm
I
not
mean,
crossing it.
George, in a life or death situation, you might be like, you know what, some
Well,
pee
no, I
sounds
would
really
just
good
drink
right
salt
now.
water. I'll drink ocean salt water.
You'd be like, you know what, some pee sounds really good right now.
No, I'll drink some. I would literally go drink water from like a lake.
I mean, remember that
I
plane
one time
crash?
had a guy piss in my mouth.
Okay, you know what?
Okay.
let's get on.
Okay.
Let's get on to the next topic.
Okay.
I
So
literally said that forgetting we were on air, by the way. I was like, oh,
Oh,
really? Yeah, I remember that one
Coco.
time. I'm
so
sorry.
you asked him to do that? Like this was something that you wanted him to do.
Maybe.
So I just okay before we get too into
Was his
this,
dick hanging out of his
Jesus
diaper?
Christ. No.
but no, did you drink it? Like I'm just curious. What was your end game here? Like what did you want? I'm
I
just
was
you know
just
I'm just curious.
I was just having a fun night.
Like, what's your end game after you drink a bottle of Gatorade?
Well, I'm just curious. Like, how do you go? Where do you go from there? Like, after he pisses in your mouth, did y'all go eat? Like, where do
Did
you
y'all
go
make
from there?
out?
Like, where do
Or
you
did
go? Do
y'all
you
kiss
kiss?
afterwards?
Well, right.
Oh
Like,
yeah, are you kidding?
Did he pay you? Because I wouldn't do that shit for free.
I
Well, yeah.
Now you know. Now you
so
know why
so
Liz is
wait.
a Coco fan. It's like,
That means that you and Lauren can both accurately and honestly wear "I drink pee" shirts.
mm,
So you and
Well,
Lauren are
technically,
not as different
well,
as people
technically,
might think.
Cocos
This
will
is
say,
true.
I tasted pee, and the other will
So
say, I
wait,
drink
no.
the
So
pee.
Coco, did you spit it out?
I mean, it was, yeah.
Oh Jesus!
So
did you
no, you didn't.
gargle?
So you didn't spit it out.
I mean, it's just like when you're in the shower and you just want them to pee on you.
No, I've never had that. So
Oh.
you were in the shower and he peed, but peeing on you and peeing in your mouth are different, right?
Well,
I feel like
yeah. Why am I fucking talking about this
I
right
mean,
now?
like if I got stung by a jellyfish, then someone would
Yeah.
pee on you, right? But like
Mm.
that's a little different asking someone to pee in your mouth,
Yeah,
right?
well, when you have a little one too many and you just like, feel kind of like
I mean,
not a schoolgirl.
The smell of pee would just turn me off. The
I
smell
get
Oh.
of
pretty drunk, and I've never asked anyone to like piss in me. But okay, you know what? We're probably this situation is probably over with. We should switch to something else.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm okay with switching subjects right now. Yes. Fine.
I
Thank
think
you.
this conversation has ran its course. So where should we
Mm.
go next? Because we talked about Jasmine's shirt. Oh, and we actually talked about Lauren and his shirt. Well, there's two shirts this week that we were talking about. Interesting.
Well,
Um,
let's stay on the Jasmine topic. So I know. Let's see. I know Gino and Jasmine. They keep going back and forth about the same old T, which is like her being fired.
Wait
yeah,
a
And
minute.
they
She
went
got
all the way back
she
to
got
the
fired from TLC.
no, from
no,
like
no,
her
no.
teaching job.
From
Sorry.
her
Oh
teaching
oh
job.
oh
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
oh
this
oh
is
oh oh
all the
oh
way
oh
back to
oh
their
oh.
first appearance on Before the 90 Days
Oh, okay,
when she
okay,
said
okay.
that Gino sent her nudes to his ex-girlfriend and she in turn emailed them over to her school, her job where she worked at as an elementary school teacher. And but we've actually spoken to the ex and the ex was like, I don't even know, like she was in
Yeah,
Panama. I wouldn't have
yeah,
known where to send. How would I have gotten the email to know where to send? So
Right.
he said back then
exactly.
that that story was not accurate, and now Gino has been reiterating, like, "Hey, just so you know, Jasmine got fired from her job due to an internal conflict with her supervisor. It didn't have to do with me sending any news." He never said that he didn't send nudes. He wasn't saying that that story
Yeah,
was made up.
he said he showed his ex-wife like, look at the hot babe I have. I remember that in one of the
Yeah, it
seasons.
was like,
Yeah,
look what I have
And
now
she wasn't
versus yeah.
completely naked. I think she was like
topless.
semi-dressed. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
She
Do
wasn't
you want
naked
do you want me
naked.
to read Gino's clap back to Jasmine's post?
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's read his post and then we'll hear her response.
Okay, this is Gino clapping back to Jasmine. Where is the proof she lost her job due to the school receiving photos? Where is the proof for dates of employment? Where is her dismissal letter describing reasons she was laid off? OF data, aka OnlyFans data, was only provided. I know she argued with her boss many times because she always told me about it. A personality conflict with her boss is why she was laid off. I was there that day and nothing was mentioned by her that photos was the reason for her being laid off. So that was his response.
I believe him because looking at her on this show, I could see her being insubordinate towards her supervisor at work.
Hmm.
So
See,
yeah,
I was thinking that too. Like, if somebody is gonna argue with someone at their job, I can see her arguing
yes, I can
because
see her.
yeah, she should
I
have
can
been a
see her.
lawyer because all she
Yeah,
wants to
she's
do is
very
argue.
combative.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
Right.
she likes to yell. She doesn't prove a point when she's arguing. She's not proving points. She's just yelling and throwing low blows. She's not actually stating a point. in any of her rants. She's just yelling and yelling and
Well,
crying and insulting, insulting, insulting.
it's really interesting that they've gone all the way back to their first season on Before the 90 Days, because there's so much current things like TV going on with them. It's weird that for some reason we've went all the way back. Like, I don't remember what year it was, but
Hmm.
we've skipped that she's pregnant. We skipped that she's with Matt. We skipped that he allegedly is abusive. Like, we went all the way back years and years to go fight over this non-relevant topic when there's so much more relevant stuff
Hmm.
going on. It's just
Yeah, so
that that's what
I feel like based on your last statement or last sentence or whatever, to me then it comes across a little bit like WWE like promo and shit.
Well, yeah, it's very deflective. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is happening now, so let's do a skit
Hmm.
so people forget about what's going on and
Yeah.
they'll be focused on what we're saying
Yeah.
now. Yeah, this is
Let's
definitely
harp
what I
back on
feel like.
something that's old news and let's not have him talk about DV or talk about pregnancy or talk about Matt. Yeah.
So hold on one second. Wait,
Well,
I just missed one little thing. You said DV. So Matt is abusive?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay. Oh,
allegedly.
okay. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so I was actually on Jasmine's live on TikTok a few days ago, and she was talking about the DV situation, and she was like, "I'm the happiest I ever been, and I'm in a good relationship." So she's not denying her relationship with Matt anymore, because at first she acted like it didn't exist.
Hmm.
Now she's more so trying to clear his name, because she was like, "Can you imagine, this is not true, and this is gonna like destroy his reputation and his career, and this is something he'll never be able to get over." And she's like, no one has ever hit me," and she was kind of doing damage control. And it's, I don't know, I don't
Oh boy.
I don't know where to go with it, because I know that this girl, Kimberly, who was her ex publicist, who was introduced to her by Nikki Exotica, she's the one that kind of outed her
Hmm.
in this. I mean, let me not say that. The rumor was there before, but Kimberly was the first person from Jasmine's camp to verify it. So the rumor was floating around that she was in. It was on Reddit that she was in allegedly an abusive
Hmm.
relationship. And then this Kimberly Noel girl is the one that actually
Like
was the
she's the one
first
that went
person from.
public, but that doesn't mean she's the only
Yes,
person that is expressing concerns and shit privately.
yes,
Oh
right.
wow.
And then Cap, in a weird turn of events, after she went public with it, she then said that she was dropping Jasmine as a client because she doesn't condone domestic violence, as though Jasmine is, if okay, so for instance, if Jasmine was in a domestic situation, we would never blame the woman for being in a domestic situation. We would blame the a-hole man for putting his hands on her. So the reaction that she gave was very questionable, because I was like, well, why
Mm.
would you drop her as a client if she's going through this right now? This would be a horrible thing, business decision to do, to drop her as a client because you don't like that she's in an abusive relationship. Most women who are in abusive relationships don't like being in them. Like, she made it seem
Yeah.
like Jasmine wants to
Yeah,
be in it
she
if
Yeah,
she
is.
was.
yeah.
Jasmine might be
Mhm.
the aggressor. That's what
Oh,
she probably dropped it because Jasmine is the one that's probably the aggressor. Remember how, I mean, we watched her for 3 years on our screen. So we know
Mhm.
she has the potential to be the aggressor.
Mhm.
So who's to say that she didn't
well,
drop her because the domestic violence was against her and not the guy?
see, Cap, that's actually a really good
Right? You could
theory,
see her
Mhm.
right?
jumping,
Because that would
jumping on this poor guy, chasing him around, jumping on him, trying to beat him up. And he's probably just trying to hold her back, you know?
wow. I didn't even think about
Mhm.
that. And that would
That would
justify why
justify
she
why
would
she
drop.
dropped her. She keeps
Yeah,
being the
why she would
aggressor.
drop her as a client, because she's like, I don't want to represent someone who's causing physical harm to anyone, whether male or female. See, now you're making me wonder.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
that
Maybe
would
the
make sense
story.
because if it was a domestic violence where she's being, taken advantage or being abused, she wouldn't drop her as a client, and she
Uh,
would probably advocate more for her. You know what I'm saying? But the reason
Yeah.
she dropped her like a hot potato, probably found out that she's the aggressor.
like just for the record, since I'm gonna politely disagree with the take,
Okay.
Okay,
I just and allegedly,
allegedly.
not.
So you don't agree that Jasmine could have been the aggressor?
I'm just saying what I've heard is he's the aggressor, and
Or let's say this, let's say they both hit each other, but
Exactly. It's an
he hits harder,
exactly.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
it could be that situation
Exactly.
too. Because
They
for
they
some reason,
they hit each
I
other.
let that slide. Yeah, I let that slide right off
Yeah.
the top. I didn't even put the two and two together. I was like, what if she hit him a few times and he hit her a few times? You know,
A-
they're both
And
You
being
and
know, I mean
aggressive, right?
that's true. I just know from my sources, no none of my sources have said she's the aggressor. All my sources said she's like the victim, allegedly.
she doesn't
Oh,
come across as a victim. The I would buy the they both fight uh allegations before I would say he's beating on her. She doesn't look like the type to let anybody beat on her. So
Okay, well,
I
George, did you see the video of him in that acting scene? So
yes, I did.
did he? So what was your take on? And I could post the links for y'all.
He was a little more street
Yeah,
in that
he
video
was a
than
tough guy.
yeah, he was a little more street in that video than I gave him credit for. But I mean, I've never seen or met him other than Instagram photos. You can't know what someone from photos. But when I saw him acting and the way he talked and the way he acted, and again, he's acting. I'm not saying that this is how he is in real life, but that wasn't what I expect. You know, when somebody talks, kind of happens when people sing too. They open their mouth and you hear something and it's not what you expected. It wasn't what I expected, and I was just like, oh, this is a different take of what I thought he was. He was a little more street. And then it didn't help that the scene was like a gang
Yeah, and he
related
had like a
scene
cut.
with
It
like
was part of the scene, but he had like cuts on his face and shit.
yeah, and a gun and yeah, it was just
So,
interesting.
if
So
y'all really want, I could repost that video for our listeners.
yeah, if y'all want to see the video, be warned that it's very, very Tubi.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it was filmed on someone's iPhone and then uploaded to Tubi probably. But just this was his acting debut. Oh, so and with this conversation about him being an actor, because we kind of knew, kind of didn't. What do you guys think about? Because you know the Reddit post said that Matt stalked Jasmine. He would hang out at the gym that he found out she was going to be at,
Well,
and he
that's not
kind of stalked
creepy.
her because right because he wanted to be on TV and remember this is a guy who wants to get into acting. So when I hear this about and then I saw the scene with him acting, I was like, oh,
And
even though
this is why, George, we don't post our locations.
well, yeah, we had this conversation before because I know a lot of women that are very into fitness. They like to post when they're at the gym and how much hydration they're getting in water. Ladies, you got to be really careful because, say, for instance, you live in Canton, Michigan. There's only so many Planet Fitness locations in that city, right? So there, the guy say there, like, say for instance, there's 5 Planet Fitness locations. He has a 1 in 5 chance of finding you, right? And then say he
100%.
doesn't get right, and say he doesn't give up the first time he doesn't see you at one gym, he keeps going. This crazy weird guy can start stalking you, even though you didn't give a location, you didn't give a zip code. He can still find you. So I think it's very possible that this guy was an opportunist because let's be realistic. He's filmed with her. He showed up to the tell-all with her for the last resort. So he wanted to get on TV. And I had the same vibe when I saw Jay on the tell-all with Liz. I was
Hmm.
like, I feel like he really likes the cameras. You know, like
Hmm.
it's not like you know how some people show up and they're supporting people and you can tell they would rather not be there. I didn't get that vibe from Jay. I felt like Jay was really happy to be there.
Yeah.
And I was like, so did he because you know, we've heard stories of how he met her and they met at a race and then he DM'd her. And I was like, that could be a stalker situation too.
Hmm.
Right? Like I saw you were gonna be at this event, so I showed up at this event and then I accidentally ran into you and then we accidentally out of nowhere started talking. It's really scary that women have to deal with people faking organic conversation and meetings. Like people are staging meetings to find women, and it's really
Yeah,
scary.
but by the way, real quick, I posted the video in the replies to the space, and I retweeted myself. So if y'all want to see a video of
Okay, yeah.
Jasmine's boyfriend
Yeah,
acting,
it's very Tubi. I actually think
Oh,
it was on Tubi.
it's super Tubi. Like I was just like, oh, this might actually be like Pluto TV. You know, like I was like,
Don't
this might.
shit on Pluto TV. This is
Wait,
like
do you love
a
Pluto TV?
fucking
You know what's funny?
are you kidding? They have the Dean Martin Roast channel. I literally watch the Dean Martin Roast like
I
24/7.
was watching Cops on there the
I
other
love
day.
it. It's fucking great.
I love. I wish Cops still came on. That was such a good show. I loved watching people get arrested.
Bad
I don't know
boys.
why. I just freaking loved it. You know what else I loved? America's Most Wanted. Y'all remember that? Am
Oh
I?
my
Wait.
god, yeah.
So wait, Coco, are you old enough to remember America's Most Wanted?
Of course, yeah,
Oh,
of course. I used to
Okay,
watch it
cool.
as a kid on what was it, Sunday nights, Saturday
Oh no,
nights,
Saturday night. And
Saturdays.
what's funny is the actors who pretended to be the criminals. People would see them in public and call the cops because they
No,
thought the actors
I actually
were the.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
Oh, it's
yes, they would see
funny.
the, like, say for instance, the guy was playing a bank robber,
Oh
and
my
then
Oh,
they would show you
stupid.
the picture of the real bank robber. The people would see the guy who played the bank robber on the
Oh my
show and call the
god.
cops.
but
Oh my
by the
god.
way,
I'm sorry.
I'll try not to be specific because I probably can't say, but
Okay.
I heard Julian, aka JLP's boyfriend, he may pop up on
and
a cop show in the future, maybe.
oh, I can't wait.
Oh.
I also heard that.
Hmm.
So
He
that
texted that. Wait a minute. Let me see what he. Well, should I share
But
my
don't get
text
specific because I don't
messages?
think he's supposed to say like
No, no,
specifics.
no, no. He said it wasn't a text. It was a reply in one of my tweets. He said something about being on an Amish. What if I was on an Amish show or some shit like that? And I was like, I'd watch you on any show. Yeah, it was something like that.
Mhm.
Nothing. He didn't DM me or
Yeah,
anything
but
like
he
that.
may pop up on a cop genre show in the future. Who knows?
So we gotta watch that too.
that would be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I actually thought that he would have went further
Mhm.
with the franchise. I thought he would have maybe
Why?
popped up on Single Life or something, but
No, because he has a real job. If he was unemployed, he would have been all over our screen.
I mean that's true.
You know,
It's a
yeah,
good job
he has
too.
a government job, so that's a lot more important than 90 Day Fiance. I mean, most of it has become so scripted that it's not even worth it. So,
Yeah, we learned from
and
Riley.
yeah,
If you,
he got
yeah,
benefits. He got a pension coming. He got benefits, medical, all that. He's not gonna give that up to be a 90 day.
Mhm.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
True. All right, let's go back to our topics list. Where do you want to go?
Oh yeah, so we talked about the Gino and Jasmine thing. All right, the
Like, well, let me ask you
paper.
this: the whole I know Tiger Lily posted like 4 slides of the whole thing. Like, how much of that did you digest? Because I'll be honest, like I didn't really have the brain energy to like digest it too deeply. But do you want to talk
I
about?
read I read all the slides because okay, so the story was, well, the question was, did you and your mom really steal $340,000 from your grandfather's trust? That was the question, cut and dry. And then she kind of like did like these huge backgrounds because she's like, oh, my grandfather passed away. He was a multimillionaire. When he passed away, his wife lived for 3.5 years. Me and my mom took care of her. We paid for it out of our own money. He left this trust that was supposed to be divided between the three of us, and then his son wouldn't let anyone have the money. Long story long, basically her and her mom took 340K out of the trust, and somebody forged the signature of the third trustee. So I don't know if y'all know how trusts work,
Hmm.
but say for
Mm-hmm.
instance there's 3 or 4 trustees, you can't touch anything without everybody's signature on it.
Exactly.
So say
Hmm.
Right.
say if
Yeah.
one
It's a contract.
so if right, so if one trustee wants to go and withdraw some money, you can, but you got to have the other trustees present to sign the paper with you. So the story is Tiger Lily and her mom somehow were able to withdraw $340,000 from the trust, and they are claiming that the son signed off on it, and the son says that it was a forgery.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yes.
is not
Hmm.
It's
not
Yeah.
kind of a he said she said, right? And
Hmm.
Tiger Lily has made it
Yeah.
very clear that
sure.
the son has not given her third of the inheritance from the trust, and he's not giving anyone any other money. He's keeping it all for himself.
Yeah,
So
like
why? So why, if she still has money in the trust, why is she paying back the 340K that she swiped?
Well, she said that she doesn't have any access to the trust, and she said that she actually told the courts, it's a Florida court, that they could take the 340,000 out of her third of the trust, and the person in charge of the trust, which is the son, said that no, he wants her to pay back the share. He doesn't.
So there you go. There you go. Why would you give up your money if you didn't steal anything? You know what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
would she say
yeah.
you can have my 340,000? You could take my share out the trust. I don't want it. Why? If you didn't steal the money, why would you give up your 340K? I would be like,
Yeah.
hell no, I didn't steal it. I want my share. She giving it up
Yeah.
Yeah.
because she knows she took that
She
money.
didn't follow the directions of the
The
trust.
guidelines. I mean, it's funny
Yeah.
because like
Right.
I'm learning all about contracts and like legit legalities, and it's like, yeah, like I mean, anyone could.
I told
It's
y'all
just
she was a
crazy.
fraud. She was a fraud, talking about her
Yeah.
grandfather bought her all these stocks and opened a trust for her, and everybody's like, oh well, her grandfather invested money in for her future and all that shit. Bullshit. She stole that money. Her mother stole that money, and they're lucky they caught them in time. They would have pilfered the whole thing.
Well, she did say in those slides that she's never received a single dime from that trust. So in the beginning, she did say that her wealth came from the trust that her grandfather set up. Then she in turn refuted her own story.
Hmm.
Because in the slide, if you look at the last slide, she was like, I've never received a single penny
Hmm.
from the trust. And then she was like, I'm wealthy and don't need it and I could care less. And I was like, well, and on the show, you told us that you were wealthy because of the trust.
Yeah.
So I'm just confused. Like, how are
That
you like?
yeah, she's like, well, my grandfather invested all this money, so we're like, okay, well, her grandfather looked up for her, and then it turns out she took the money without, stole the money.
Yeah, like that.
So that's how
So
she got the
That
money.
was just to echo what Georgia said. One of my Instagram commenters said the same thing, saying, "I'm going to read the. This is Iris. I'm going to read her comment. It says, huh? A couple of weeks ago, she posted on her stories that one of the reasons that she's wealthy is because of her grandfather has put up a good trust fund for her, and now she can't reach it allegedly, which is basically what Georgia
right,
said. Yeah.
Right.
right. Which, and okay. Also, I failed to mention. She said that they took out $340,000 to repay themselves for taking care of her grandfather's wife, her grandmother, for 3.5 years. Because she mentioned that
Mm.
the grandmother needed to live a certain way. She was accustomed to a certain type of lifestyle, so they gave her a higher end lifestyle because that's the lifestyle she lived with the
I
grandfather.
got
So
that.
they wanted to be
That's
repaid.
bull.
And well, the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
so no,
that's so much
the first
bullshit.
thing well, the first thing I thought was if my grandmother was sick, I'm gonna take care of her, and I'm not gonna want to be paid for it because I love my grandmother,
Exactly,
right? Like
exactly,
I'm not a
exactly,
caretaker. I don't think that
exactly.
you would have to pay me to take care of
I
somebody
mean,
that
exactly. Let's face it. Aside from medical bills, which I'm assuming at a diminished age, the doctor pretty much tells you, there's nothing we can do. You're at the jumping off point. That's it. Go home and be comfortable. So what was she asking for? Caviar and lavish vacations and you know what I'm saying? Like, what was this
well,
poor
right.
little old
And
granny
if
asking for? That they
if
had to,
you're
yeah,
on your deathbed, you're not taking trips, and you're
exactly. You're
not.
not doing shit. You're
So
just laying there.
Hmm.
you know who spent that money,
She did because if you think
right?
about it, what job has she done professionally that she can say, well, I had a little nest egg in my 401k, or I had, money saved up in something where what actual job did she do before the show, before anything that she can say she has savings from it?
Well,
You know?
I haven't seen anything.
Nothing in her
She said
background
that
that she
she's
ever worked a 9 to 5.
no. She said that.
No.
Oh, and
Yeah.
she also mentioned that she got into being a handwriting expert
Hmm.
because of this situation with the forgery. That was
Oh
also
So
my
in
there it
god.
all falls into place. Handwriting expert, forged checks,
forgery.
forgery.
Well, that's
Boom.
exactly
And
that's exactly what I thought. I was that's
exactly.
really
She
incriminating.
she
That's
incriminated her own
incriminating
self.
me. Right. To say that you became a handwriting expert because of this situation. I was like, that's just saying that you committed a crime and got caught, and then you're like, well, let me get better at it.
I mean,
So
or
I'll
yeah,
become
she got caught probably because
allegedly.
allegedly she probably got caught because the person realized that the money was going down the drain. You know what I'm saying? Like if you die and leave a trust for $2 million, and there's three other people, and all of a sudden
Hmm.
the money starts disappearing, you're like, wait a minute, all three of us are involved. I haven't taken any
Mm-hmm.
money, so where's the rest of the money going? You know?
Like
Yeah.
real quick, there's an Instagram comment too. This is from Real Estate Mom. She says, Delulu, she wants us to believe she's a victim. We have access to case text. She doesn't seem to be a beneficiary. Quote, this appeal arises from a dispute between the trustee of several trusts. Taylor C. Moss,
Yeah.
and the beneficiaries of those trusts, Taylor's mom, Carol, whatever, Moss, and Taylor's aunts, Deborah, whatever, and Catherine, whatever, the beneficiaries. No Tiger Lily is mentioned or Mariko. So she's
Yeah.
not even mentioned
Oh,
on
so
that.
wait. So wait, her and her mom aren't even beneficiaries. So they were withdrawing money and not were not even beneficiaries. I didn't realize that. So they didn't
Chances
even
are,
have the.
exactly. Chances are the grandfather didn't leave her shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they were taking
They were
money.
taking
Well,
money because it doesn't make sense. If you are a beneficiary, you have a trust fund. Why would your trust be, unless you're a minor? Why would the trust be in so many other people's name? Wouldn't you have the trust to
It
you?
wouldn't. It wouldn't.
If the trust would be to the person that it's for, especially
Yeah,
if
I
it's
mean,
your
I
grandpa.
have one.
You know what I'm saying? Your
So
grandfather's not going to leave you a trust with three other trustees.
Well,
unless
well,
Unless
I
you're
was
a
you
gonna.
have
minor and
issues
your
with
mother has it.
drugs or
I don't think the grandfather left her a damn thing. I think that they used the guise of taking care of his wife, maybe not even their grandmother, his wife after the grandmother. And that's probably why the break in the whole relationship, the whole family was. Because if he would have left her her money, she would have got access to her money without having three other people sign if she was not a minor. And it seems like she stole
Yeah.
that money after she was already an adult. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is definitely when she was an adult.
yeah.
And I know when I was in my 20s, I had an aunt that passed away that I had never actually met, and we were a part of some sort of like me, all of my cousins, like everyone that had a kid, like anyone that was like my grandmother's child, any of their children, we were all a part of this trust. So I got like a check in them. Well, I got a letter in the mail, and then I had to sign some paper, and then I got this check for like thousands and thousands of dollars, and I couldn't understand. And I called so many different people in my family, like, where did this check come from? And someone finally told me all the money that she had in the bank was to all of
Oh,
her.
she
She was an
divided it.
aunt. Yeah, all so, but every my one aunt has 5 kids, and then my other aunt has 4. So there was a ton of us. So we all got a portion
Mm.
of it. But since we were all over the age of 18, they just dispersed checks. It didn't sit in the trust. They just started
right.
sending
Exactly.
everybody
I mean,
checks.
Exactly.
unless I mean, the only reason someone would do that, and that was like kind of my case, was when you reach a certain age and all that, you can then touch it. But if it's like, but I don't know. That's just
That's what I'm saying. If it was a trust solely for her, she either had access to it once she reached 18, she had access
yep,
to whatever he gave her, that's her trust, or she it was taken from her as a minor. Somebody else was pillaging the account before she
yeah.
was 18.
mhm.
But that's not the case. The case is
Yeah.
after she was an
Well,
adult, she got accused of hitting up that account. So she probably wasn't given any money in his trust anyway.
the real quick, that's Coco's dating motto. When you reach a certain age, then she can touch it.
Yeah. Imagine all the old
That
people that die and leave Coco in their trust.
oh yeah, we
She
should
must
ask
she
that
must have
Coco.
it must have a bunch of people waiting,
How
signing up,
many how
signing
many
in their
how many
will, in
exes
their will.
how many exes have put you in the trust, Coco? And also, is it weird when their kids want a piece of the trust, but it's for you? Is that weird?
Coco.
What do we lose her?
Wait, Coco, did you? Oh no, did she get
I'm
disconnected?
sorry. What?
Oh, so Coco, we were wondering, how many of your exes, when they die, they leave you in the trust, and then you
I'm
have to
gonna
fight their
fucking kill
kids.
all of you. I am
Do you
not.
have to? Do you have to fight their kids because the kids want the money, but they left it all to you because you were the one that
Um.
still cupped their balls?
Well, I have my own trust fund, so I'm actually really good. I don't need anybody else's money.
Well, sometimes when you cup an old guy's balls, he just puts you in the trust
in
automatically,
in
I
right?
his
mean, you
in his
know
last
what? A
will and
girl can
testament.
dream, right, George?
Well, let me just read one quick Instagram comment. It says, "Oh crap!
Oh.
Hold on, Instagram. Sorry, I refreshed as I was trying to read it. Fuck.
Oh no,
What?
you got to
Yeah, my
screenshot it.
bad. This
Instagram
is
has a
amateur
mind of its
hour.
own.
I should have screenshotted. Hold on. Okay, it says I work in this field, and the trustee is legally obligated to follow the direction of the trust. They can't go rogue. That's the whole point of a trust. I could speak endlessly on this topic, but none of what she says makes any sense.
Oh, so those slides made well. That's what people kept saying in the comments because they were like, none of this. Because she made it seem like, because she was like, well, who do you think sounds as though they're stealing, me or him? And everyone's like, you,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because the trust belongs to him, not you. So you withdrawing anything from the trust without his signature is stealing. Period. End of discussion. Because she's like, he was abusive to my grandmother and he was mean to her and he wouldn't give her any money. And I was like, he's not obligated.
Mhm.
The trust belongs to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not nice of him to do those things, but he's not obligated to give your grandmother any money. It doesn't. The trust doesn't instruct him to. You know.
Yeah. So it's safe to say she was never part of any trust that her grandfather left her or gave her stocks and did all that other shit. Right?
No. Well, she said in the post on that slide, I have never received a red cent or any penny from this trust. She said that because that was what confused me because I was like, well, you said on the show
Yeah,
that you're rich because of
because of
it.
your grandfather.
Yeah, and then you said I didn't, or maybe he was just handing her money when he was
No,
alive.
no.
Maybe
She
I don't
said he
know.
was buying stocks and shit for her and saving it up for and saving it in trust. And
Yeah,
that's how
that's
she
what she did
became and
say.
that's how she
Yeah,
got rich with all the money that he had accumulated for her over the years. That when he
yeah, that's
passed,
exactly what she said
she
on the
got all
show.
her money from
Mhm.
there. But see, this is what happens to reality show people. They go on the show thinking that we're not going to unearth their dirty little secrets, especially such an unlikable character as her. So yeah,
Yeah.
so she made her own mess. So now it even begs to the question: does Adnan even have money? You know?
See, I've always wondered that too because he's 22 years old and she's like, "Oh, he's so successful." And I was like, "I don't care how successful you are. You're not a millionaire at 22. It usually takes more than a few years to get to that point in your career, you know?" So, I'm wondering that same thing. I'm wondering if they're both broke
Yeah.
and they're pretending to be rich.
Listen,
Like I'm beginning to wonder that.
Mhm.
unless you got oil money, you're not rich in the Middle East. So you know,
Well,
I mean, you could have
yeah,
certain
I
businesses, but rich, like she wants everybody to think he's rich, he would have to have some kind of,
Which I have
you know,
said from the beginning.
what?
Coco, mute
wait,
yourself before
what?
yelling.
I said that from the beginning.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, what? I think she's
yeah,
talking to
we
somebody
may have to
else.
mute her if she keeps blabbing.
How do you do that? I don't know how
I
to
know
do
how to
that.
do that.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyway, I think that she did get some money from her husband Darren with the
Hmm.
two kids. She did get money there. She gets
Yeah,
like 8K a month
he
or something like that.
yeah, he was giving her 11,000 at one point, then it
And
went down to eight.
he let her keep the cars and the house and a whole bunch of
And
other shit.
he actually recently spoke out and said that the lifestyle that she claims that she lives is, he said that she doesn't live any type of rich woman lifestyle because he said that the money, and he said if she is using the money that he sends for their children to fund some sort of lavish lifestyle, he said that he is unaware and he will get to the bottom of
Yeah,
it. He did go
because
speak out.
remember, the money that he was giving was for the kids' education or some shit like that in the child support in the divorce documents or something like that. And she claims that she was homeschooling both her kids.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So she was,
Oh, so he thought that he was paying for private school and she was
yeah, she
homeschooling.
was
Oh, she's
homeschooling.
such a fucking little snake.
So a lot of that money
Yeah,
was going in
that's,
her pocket.
And
well, I
can
think,
I just say that it's terrifying the thought that she's actually the one teaching these homeschooling kids. Like, I'm just gonna say that.
Well, they're back in school now, but
Oh, thank God.
Hmm.
they're
well,
in
she
school
did
now.
post something recently. She did post something recently that said she was looking for a homeschool community.
Oh my
I did
God.
see that on her story, so she's trying to
she
get back into
she
that.
came. You
Hmm.
see, look at all the backtracking shit. First, she said the kids were homeschooled. Then, as people started digging through her life and sifting through and realized that her kids' education or whatever she was receiving for child support had to do with the kids, then she comes out with a post that said that her kids are recently enrolled in school, went back to school. So you see,
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
all right,
so she's
I'm
like,
bored of
Well,
okay,
Tiger Lily.
yeah, me too, me too. She makes me sick.
Tiger felony.
Tiger felony. That's what we're gonna call her now. Tiger
That's what I'm gonna
felony.
call
oh
her. Tiger
yeah, I
felony.
like
Yeah.
Tiger
that. Tiger
felony.
felony.
Tiger Silly.
Speaking of felonies, should we get into Leo? How do you say her name? Is it Layla or Lita
I thought
though?
it's Leda.
Lita. Okay,
Leda.
Lita.
Leda, yeah.
Almost like
Leda.
I
Leda.
call her ladle, but that's okay.
Leda hit the United States
Well,
and hit the ground running, bro.
she did, right? Like she's on bail for
she's
fraud.
striving for that love after lockup role.
Wasn't it for D? Wasn't
Yeah.
if the most recent thing was DV, right?
DV
Yes,
with a
her
weapon.
and Michael, her husband, were fighting domestic violence. She was arrested for that. But well, there was another really strange charge in there. It was animal cruelty.
Oh
Which,
And
yeah,
I don't know if you did you hear that
yeah.
she was choking a puppy
oh
Oh
or
my
my,
something like.
god,
oh
no.
my God.
So,
Yeah, I heard
mm,
Fucking crazy bitch.
someone sent me the
Yeah,
police
she had
report.
animal cruelty on there, but I didn't know the details.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I didn't know it was like that.
Oh my God, throw
Well,
that bitch, throw her in a wood chipper, that bitch.
I hate to sound more concerned for the dog than everybody else, but that really was shocking to me because they said that she, first of all, they said that this is all alleged. This is what I read in the police report. She was attacking and screaming. Her husband's name is Michael. They were on 90 Day Fiance. If to give you a little backstory, Lita is the one who told Michael to stop paying child support for
Yeah,
his son
yeah,
And
with
he
his
said
because
to choose
stepdaughter.
between his daughter or
Yeah,
her, and
yeah,
you chose
yeah,
her, and he
yeah,
yes,
gives a shit, so I really don't care what happens to him.
yeah.
Yeah.
He chose the
Sorry,
yes.
daughter
I
over
don't give a
her. I
shit.
remember that.
You're a horrible human being.
I remember that.
Well, I don't think that he stopped paying child support, but he did kick the
Yeah,
daughter out of
I
the
remember he
house.
Yeah,
kicked the daughter
fucking
out.
trash.
Yeah, because Lita told him to. Okay, so she already was out on bail for charges for fraud, stealing from a
Embezzlement,
felony. I'm sorry, from a charity.
embezzling from the company she worked.
Yes,
That I
embezzling
knew.
from
Mhm,
a nonprofit.
mhm.
And now she's got domestic violence and animal cruelty and all these other charges. And I was watching her stories a couple of days ago. She doesn't seem really worried at all. Like she was on live, she was saying like I'm door dashing Starbucks,
Think
and
she's
she was at a
fucking
hotel.
psychotic.
And I was like, shouldn't you be worried about how much time they're gonna give you? Because these are serious crimes.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how
And
serious we take animal cruelty in this country.
yeah, if
I
you
just
hurt an
think
animal,
I'll give
they
you.
will.
You
Oh, sorry. Go on.
you get off easier by hurting a human than an animal.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say she has more of a chance of getting the domestic violence charges dropped than she does of the animal cruelty because
Mhm.
people don't play when it comes
We
to
don't
their
play with those
animals.
Well,
animal
it's not
cruelty.
even that. I think she's such a fucking
Yeah,
narcissist,
she's
and just like that, she's like, she thinks she can get out of anything. I honestly believe that she has. I that's what I think. I think she's
yeah,
a very narcissistic
she's a real
person.
sick one. She's a real sick one.
Yeah.
Well, that's a piece of work because the idea that she's got all these criminal charges, felony charges pending, and she's just on Instagram talking about and also Michael supposedly he filed a restraining order against her after the arrest. She went on her Instagram story and refuted that and said that anytime that there's a domestic violence charge, there's an automatic temporary restraining order against the person who the charge is on or whatever. So basically, there's a no contact between the two
Well,
people
yeah,
until they can get it to court.
yeah,
So
that's
she's
true.
saying that there was not an actual restraining order. That was just, and the states have picked this up as a precaution because a lot of times someone will get
Mhm.
arrested for domestic violence, they'll bail out and they'll go directly to the person that
Exactly.
Mhm.
called them.
That I mean,
But
it doesn't make her case any better.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, it's just like, well, that's because like blah blah blah. It's like you still got charged with domestic violence.
No.
Well, did you hear Coco that she attacked him with a knife? This was
That does
domestic
not
violence
shock me.
and assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Assault with a deadly weapon is not anything to play with. That is a
No.
huge charge.
That's that.
His
Yeah, absolutely.
his daughter must be somewhere laughing at him.
Oh my god! If I was his daughter, I'd be like,
Mhm, mhm.
toasting.
His
Mhm.
daughter must be somewhere laughing at him, like, you see what you threw me out for?
You stupid asshole.
Yeah, yeah. She's not gonna
Well,
stop.
like
Well,
the part that's interesting to me is she went back and forth with S. Scott.
Oh, sure.
Oh my
yeah,
god, that was so funny.
Scott being the opportunist that he is. When her mugshot was posted,
Mhm.
Of
he
course.
immediately said, "Oh well, I've always wanted to do conjugal visits with a 90-day cast member, so I would love
So
to,
fucking
come
weird.
up to the jail
But
to
by the way,
bang her."
Coco, real quick, you sound like you're on speakerphone, so get closer to the mic.
No, I'm not actually.
Okay, well, you sound better now, but just get close to the mic. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, George.
Okay.
Get close to the mic like it's an old
I
man's
swear to fucking
voice.
god.
Okay, but so yeah, so it was assault with a deadly weapon, which was the knife. And so she's saying that there's no restraining order. It was just like a no contact, which is pretty standard. Most states have that, where if you assault someone, you can't have any contact with them until y'all go before a judge, and then the judge will decide if there needs to be a restraining order. Just they're trying to combat, people getting into a fight, then the person getting released and going to kill the person. They're trying to combat that, so they do those automatically. But again, like you said, Cap, this doesn't make it sound any better, right? What you did is still
Mm.
terrible. What she did to him, what she did to the dog, and now Scott's jumping in because Scott's like, oh, this is a big story, so I got to put myself in this so
Yeah,
people are talking
yeah.
about
I
me as
gotta
well.
inject myself
And
into this story somehow.
so
Well,
Shabooty, what did she say? I know that she
yeah.
responded to his
Well,
message. What did
let's
she
start with
say?
what S. Scott said. He posted the news. He responded to the initial news story of her arrest, and then he says, "This is S. Scott talking. I always wanted to do a conjugal sex with a 90 Day Fiance cast member." And then she kind of clapped back, but she clapped back so aggressively that I have to like do a nice preface for it. Um, so then anyway, so she clapped back to Scott, and sorry, there's like feedback going on. That's annoying me. Coco, are you like there's like background noise? Okay, thank you. Okay, so then as Scott, she clapped back to Scott, and like she clapped back so aggressively, I have to put prefaces and like warnings. So anyway, um she says basically like your comment about me is disgusting. You can eat a bag of dick for real. And then she says, I dare you to say that in front of Eric. And then this is the part where I have to put like put a warning and saying this is not me talking, this is her talking crazy. And yeah, so don't take us out of context. This is her talking crazy to Scott. She says, I dare you to say that in front of I dare you to say that in front of Eric. He won't hesitate to end you. Don't play with Psycho. I'm still his effing wife. That's what she said.
First of all, I need to correct something. I was calling him Michael earlier. His name is Eric.
Yeah.
My bad, guys. And yeah, so she basically said that Eric is going to end Scott for speaking this way, which is really interesting
Does
because
she know that's
she's in
does she know
jail.
that that's a terroristic threat?
I don't think that she's afraid of the law. I think that the law is nothing to her. Like, honestly, I feel like she's not afraid. The way that she's acting, because she's facing a lot of time, the way that she's acting is like she was on. I remember I was live with Josh, from Josh and Lily from the other way, and she was in the comments, and she was just talking and saying crazy stuff, and I'm thinking like, shouldn't you be talking to your lawyer about getting a plea deal so you don't go to jail? What are you doing on Instagram? Like, I feel like her seriousness of the situation doesn't
Wasn't
exist. She doesn't
wasn't
care.
she like a health worker, like a nurse or something?
I remember her parents were both doctors
If
in
she was a
Indonesia.
nurse, this makes
Yeah,
perfect
yeah, but
sense.
wasn't she here like on a nursing, or she had a nursing job? Wasn't she doing some healthcare shit?
That sounds
Because
accurate, but
cause
I'm not 100% sure.
that's fucking terrifying.
Well, I know that it had to do with the medical field and her whole
Yeah,
family. I remember
I
her parents
remember her
they
being
were
some kind of
doctors.
medical field person.
Yeah, it's just really, I don't know. She's a loose cannon, and I almost feel like she's out of control.
I'm gonna love her
And
in Love After Lockup.
well, that's exactly where she's going because she doesn't seem to think so. But I'm sorry, this is literally where you're
Mhm.
going. And the fact a lot of people are saying that her home state is outrageous because they keep releasing her on bail, and I agree. After people get arrested so many times and they keep doing things, you have to stop
Well,
releasing
you know
them,
what it is.
right?
If
Like,
the person they're not pressing charges against them, they keep letting them out. The person that she's
oh,
abusing has
so
to press charges. I'm sure the puppy can't press charges on her, but
Mhm.
if the person that she domestic abusing is not pressing charges, she keeps walking. You know,
I thought that the state could press charges in your place. Is that not a thing?
unless it's like bodily harm, like you caught, like you attack the person and they're in the hospital. Yeah, that's
Oh,
attempted murder. But if you punch somebody in the eye
okay.
and the person doesn't want to press charges, then that's it. They don't press
Well,
charges.
it depends. If you're like a high profile person, the state could do it for the because you're high profile.
For
Yeah,
the
for the
clout.
clout. Yeah.
Yeah, for the clout. because then the world will be
To
looking
set
at
an
their court.
example out
Yeah,
of you,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just interesting though because what she did, it was assault with a deadly weapon, right? And that is very, very serious. It's, I think the only thing above that is like assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, and then
No,
anything above that is attempted
assault with a
murder.
deadly weapon is attempted murder.
Is it? Is it the
Yeah,
same or is
if
it?
you pull a knife on somebody, you're not trying to just poke them. You're trying to kill them, whether it's to defend yourself or not. So that's a deadly weapon.
Well, the
She has
fact
a
that
felony.
she's out
That's a
on,
felony.
well, why would you let someone out of it? Like if you attack somebody with a weapon, why would you let them out? Who's to say you wouldn't go back and try to attack them again? You know,
I don't know. I don't know. It depends the degree of the what kind of a weapon. Maybe it was
Mm.
a
it
hammer or
was
something.
it was a knife.
Uh,
It was a knife. I saw that in the, oh, allegedly. I saw that in the police report. It was a knife. But what the stuff that really bothered me was when they said she went upstairs and started choking and attacking the
That's
dog,
fucking
and when they asked
psychotic.
her,
now that right
and
there.
when he asked her to stop, she said, "It's this or I'm gonna hurt you and the kids."
Oh
OMG.
my
You know,
god.
like it's just crazy.
Mm.
Like the whole thing was just crazy. So
That's
the fact that
manic.
she's out chilling, like she didn't do anything wrong, is
She had
really scary to me.
choked the dog.
Yes,
Just knowing that
yes.
fact alone, I want to put her in the headlock.
Mhm.
And Cap, this was a
Oh my
puppy.
God,
There was,
even
I
worse.
saw
Now I really
pictures. I saw
I gotta
pictures
now
of the dog. It's a
No.
puppy.
now she needs wood chipper. That's wood chipper material right there. Just throw in the wood chipper.
It was one of those really cute ones. The ones that look like a wolf.
Oh, like
Oh
a
What do
husky
you
or
Jesus.
call
something?
those?
Hello.
Yeah, it was a husky, but it was a
Oh
puppy.
Jesus.
It wasn't even a full grown dog.
Mm.
Oh goodness. That's a
Yeah.
felony.
It,
That's
it
an automatic felony though. I don't understand what's going on unless she's paying her bail, because that's an automatic felony. I mean,
well, yeah, she was charged with a bunch of felonies, but she's
well,
out.
she's probably out
Right?
on
Like,
bail. She's probably out on bail.
Mm.
who's paying the bill? How does she get money? You think it's her parents from overseas because they're doctors?
Somebody paid her bail,
Are they sending the money?
or maybe Eric,
Well, she
is
said,
paying her bail.
yeah, you're right. It could be. That's
Maybe
actually
Eric is
true.
paying her
She
bail.
said in her last Instagram story that she doesn't want to go back home to Eric. She was staying in a hotel. She wants to go back to Indonesia. And I was like, well, you can't now because you belong to the court system until they're done with you. You know, like if you wanted to go back home, you should have did that before you
Yeah,
committed all
they're
these
not gonna.
felonies.
They're not
You
gonna.
know,
Yeah, she has court cases. I mean, I don't
Mm.
know if there's extradition in Indonesia. They'll just bring her right back if she tries to run. But the fact that she hasn't tried to run to Indonesia is because she's not afraid of what's coming.
I know, and I think that's
That
really
is
crazy.
crazy.
Like you would
Yeah.
think that the way that she's just nonchalant. Like when people are facing something that serious, they're usually not as nonchalant as she is. Like she just doesn't seem to think that it's gonna affect her. And, you know, being raised by doctors and living, because remember when we saw the house she lived in when she was on the show, it was like this really big mansion
Mhm.
and they had drivers, they had maids, they had cooks. Maybe she's lived a life where consequences don't seem scary because there's nothing that her family couldn't get her out of. You know, sometimes people are raised that way. A lot of celebrities' children are that way. They're not scared of the law because they're like, well, my parents have more money than the law, so I don't really care. You know, what the law says, I'm not going to get in trouble. Maybe she has that
Mhm.
thinking.
I mean, probably her parents are paying her bail. Who knows? Because they have money or whatever. But I
Mhm.
think maybe Eric is just
L-
is
I,
popping her out.
all right, I'm bored with this topic. Let's switch it
Yeah,
up.
let's switch up to
So,
somebody else.
All right.
let's go into our hot topic of the night, and then we could fill in capped
Okay,
as we go
fill
through
me
it.
in.
So, because you missed like Sunday's show, right, Captain
Yeah,
Takari?
I missed the podcast on Sunday.
Yeah. So, okay, George, are you ready to go into all this stuff? Uh, yeah, that's an alarm sound or
Sound the alarm.
something. No, anyway,
Blazing,
Sound the
blazing
alarm.
hot tea coming.
no, it's not
This
necessarily
is
that hot.
your
It's not hot. The
only,
hot tea was Sunday. This is the fallout of the
Oh,
hot tea.
yeah,
this is
this is your
reheated.
only warning. Get
This is
ready.
reheated.
If you're not sitting down, if you're not sitting down, sit down, get ready. This is where shit is getting real.
Yeah.
This is the time of the show where you need to be listening and paying attention. Things are about to get really
All
real
right,
Yeah,
right
so
all
now.
right.
let's start with Sunday night. So it was George Coco and I on Sunday night doing like a B90 recap, and then after we were kind of like done with talking about the tell-all because it was only 1 hour, there wasn't that much to talk about.
Yeah.
So at that point, we were just like shooting the shit, and then I think I don't remember. At some point, OnlyFans came up, and then and then we were just like shooting the shit. So then somebody had DM me. That was somebody DM me said, "Hey, I heard that Nico, which is like Darcy's daughter, is on OnlyFans." So then I just
Mhm.
asked George while we were on there. I was like, "Hey, I heard that Nico is on OnlyFans." So we were just like, but none of us really had confirmed it or believed it or seen it. So at that point, we did like our live like cyber sleuthing. And y'all should go back to if you missed Sunday's show, go back and listen to it because it was kind of like live cyber sleuthing
Mhm.
on the fly. So we started getting we were on our
Yeah.
computers, we were googling around and like searching and whatever eating Nico's whatever. And then so anyway, we found some shit online and then we were trying to figure out if it was really her or not. So again, it's not like we went into it knowing it was her. We just like stumbled into it. So it was very innocent on our part. We weren't really trying to be malicious. But anyway, we were so long story long, she did have a real legit live OnlyFans. We found out, right, George? And so
Yes.
basically, as we were talking live on our podcast, we discovered the OnlyFans, and we were all kind of shocked, and like Coco was shocked too because she's like, "Oh my god!" Initially, she thought it was like, "Oh my, this like a 35-year-old woman. What are we looking at?" And then we realized it
Mhm.
was her because she had like a tattoo under her boob,
Yeah,
and so we
other
kind of like
under.
exposed it to the world, I guess, but almost
Yeah.
just very innocently and inadvertently. It's the
Yeah, it was actually like a complete
mhm,
accident because this wasn't a topic that we were discussing. We were talking about OnlyFans, and then someone sent Shabooty a message and said, "Oh, so and so has OnlyFans," and I immediately said, "I highly doubt that that's accurate." That was my
Right, you
reaction.
did say
I
that.
was like, "I highly, highly doubt that's accurate," but I'll look anyway. So I did a Google search, a simple Google search. Like I didn't even get too technical. I just typed in the person's name and OnlyFans, and about 400 websites showed up
Yeah.
with all the pictures, videos, everything. And I was like, oh, okay. But the first picture that we came across didn't have a face in it. Or like I have no, it had like a mouth and a chin, but no like eyes and nose.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not sold. So we see a tattoo that's like another
Mhm.
language
mhm,
right underneath one of the boobs, and I was like, we just have to verify that that tattoo exists on the actual person. So we go on the actual Instagram page and scroll down like a year or so, or not even a year, like a few
mhm,
months. We see a bikini photo and the same freaking tattoo is
Mm-hmm.
there, and I'm just like, whoa, what's happening? Because this is weird, right? Because we know that she started the show with her mom when she was like a
Yeah.
kid. So like the idea that we're seeing this now, she's 20 years old,
mhm,
it's still shocking because we remember, when
Yeah.
you first
We were all
come
rooting
across, I
for her.
remember,
mhm,
well, everyone
She
thought
was
that
gonna be
the
different.
kids on the
Yeah.
show,
She was,
yeah, that they had a good head on their shoulders. Do you
she was
remember
going off
when
to
it was season
college and
3,
all
I
that
believe?
stuff.
Well, I think season 3, when Darcy and Stacy had just got back from Turkey and they were still swollen, and the girls were sitting in their little interview and they were making fun of their
Yeah.
mom, and
Yeah.
they're like, I would never
Mhm.
do that.
Mhm.
I don't know why they do this. They look crazy. They look like
Mhm.
aliens. Like they were
Yeah.
making fun of, and we were like, oh, see, these girls are smart. They got a good head on their shoulders. They know,
Mhm.
what's important, what's not important. And then we see
mhm,
this. And I was literally beyond shocked. I could not believe what I
Poor
was looking at.
grandfather.
mhm. Yes.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, and I wanted to bring up, I did a little research. I know Sunday, everybody was like, oh, we're not surprised because Darcy and Stacey are on OnlyFans, or at least Darcy's on OnlyFans. So I did a little research. I didn't buy it, but I did look up on Reddit. I was like, what is going on Darcy's OnlyFans? And a bunch of people who bought it said that Darcy on OnlyFans will wear lingerie and dance around.
mhm,
Sometimes the lingerie will be see through, sometimes it's not, but there's no nothing is showing without at least one layer of something over it. So, say for instance, she's wearing a bra, it might be see through.
mhm,
She's not like naked.
yeah.
So, because I know we were
Mhm,
wondering that last week, we were like, so what does Darcy do on there? Because now I'm confused because I didn't think she did anything. She does show, but like through a layer of
mhm.
something. She's never like naked on her
Yeah, so
OnlyFans.
so initially it was just like we talked about on our podcast, and then even when I uploaded the podcast, like in the description, I didn't even like name like Aniko by name. I basically said like I think I said someone in the 90 day we stumbled upon somebody in the 90 Day Fiance universe that had an OnlyFans. Like I didn't even name her by name, which just like again reinforces that we weren't out to like like it was just like we weren't like trying to hype it up based on her name because it wasn't even
No.
in the podcast description. So anyway, that happened. But then, okay, so then that Monday, I did make a post on Instagram where I did kind of like, because we already talked about it. So at that point, it was like already out there. And then that point, I did it. I made an Instagram post, and I did say like it was with her photo, and I said I have tea, everyone, and Nico is all of our OnlyFans, but I'm not going to link it. And then
I saw
basically,
that. That's why you're not gonna link it, because you know me, I
yeah,
was ready to hit you up and say, hit me up in the DMs.
true. Well, I was trying to be kind and protect her somewhat, but anyway, and then yeah, and like, well, in the description, I'll just read it because anyway, so I said like T Darcy's daughter Nico is on OnlyFans. It was discovered. I'm not going to link it, and then reportedly it's graphic, but and then I said fun fact: Darcy has one too, so I guess she's just following her mother's footsteps. But anyway, long story long, so that was a very innocent post, and then I used a screen capture from one of her like TikTok posts which had her like at sign so everyone knew where it's from. So that was a fairly like innocent post on my part. And then so anyway, like what happened the following days was like on Wednesday, I think it was, right, George? Was it Wednesday? Yeah, I think
Maybe.
it was like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday it was like kind of like in like all it was like kind of like internally all hell was breaking loose on their part, on Nico's part, where like because apparently I guess George is friends with Darcy. So then, and Nico had a line of communication to like George through Darcy. And then, so basically, she was like going ape shit. She was basically like trying to like, basically, she was like going ape shit, telling us like, hey, like delete your post before I like do a DCMA removal of your post and shit. And like threatening us and threatening me and shit. And then, which is one thing, okay. By the way, why is this, sorry, why is there background noise?
I hear it too
That's not
now.
me.
You
It's,
said
Okay.
it's not me.
Okay. I think it's Coco, no offense.
okay.
So anyway, so yeah, so basically she's basically going at my neck, basically like, yeah, take down your fucking post before we fucking like copyright strike you or some shit. And I'm in this is like at like 11 a.m. or something in the day. So
No, 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 no. Stop.
okay.
So I got a message from Indigo at 5
Ooh,
a.m. 4:45
ooh.
a.m. I can't remember now. And it's really funny because I happened to be awake because I had to go, I was traveling that day. So I had to be awake because I was gonna be in Tampa or wherever I was, I don't remember. And I was awake and my phone went off. And it's rare that my phone goes off that early. But like when I'm traveling, like my bestie will text me, safe flight, whatever. So I checked it and it was from her and it was a message and it was like, I need you to remove all of the posts about the OnlyFans or something. And I was like, oh, I was like, have you looked at my Instagram? I didn't post anything about your OnlyFans. And she was like, well, no, my mom said that Shabooty posted it. And I was like, did you message him? And she was like, yeah, he won't answer me. So my mom said I need to call you. So I was like, all right, call me. So she calls and basically she's explaining like, look, all shit has gone like crazy. She's like, I found out that the world knew, and she was like, now everything is going crazy. My parents are upset, my mom's upset, my grandpa's upset. She's like, I have a legal team trying to take down all the posts. She was like, the OnlyFans got replicated hundreds and hundreds of times, and she was like, now other sites are selling my content and keeping the
Doesn't she
money.
know
And I was
how
like,
the internet works?
I
Once it's
don't think
out there,
so.
Hmm.
once
No,
it's
I
out
don't.
there, it's forever.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think she understands
Mm.
because she was like, well, the first thing I asked her, I was like, can you explain to me why the hell you were on OnlyFans? Because, I went into
And,
to family friend
and
mode.
just for the record,
And I
we
was
never
like,
posted we never posted any of our OnlyFans photos, just for the record.
right. We never reposted anything at all because I was like, we did have a dialogue about it, and I was like, we by freedom of speech we can have a dialogue of what about something that exists. It's illegal for us to talk about something that doesn't exist. You just verified to me that the OnlyFans exist, so we did not, violate anything. But I was like, why exactly would you go on? That was my first question, and she was just like, oh, I was just gonna do it for a few months and then delete it.
I
And
mean,
I was like, well, that's
it
not how
can't,
the
they
internet
can't be hard
works.
up for cash.
Well,
I mean,
okay,
really, they can't be that hard up for cash that this girl is doing OnlyFans.
I mean,
I think she took advantage of her popularity being on the
Hmm.
show that she would get.
Yeah, and let's remind people, it's not like someone with like 900 followers on Instagram that's not
Yeah.
verified. This is someone with 100,000. now 104,000 followers verified on Instagram that's been on TLC shows. So
So
it's
she
not
knew
like
she was gonna get the bag. She knew she was gonna get
yeah.
the
So
bag.
she's a public figure. Let's
Well,
say.
Yeah.
well, she told me because I had to ask questions because I was kind of pissed off, and I was just like, "Look, explain to me what you thought you were gonna do." She's like, "Oh, well, I was just gonna do it for a few minutes and then delete for a few months and then delete it," and I was like, "But you posted your face," and she's like, "Well, yeah, but I used a fake name and I blurred out stuff so people couldn't," and I was like, "Your face." Your face is what people are going to recognize because you've been on 4 seasons of a
No
television
face,
show.
no
I
face, no
was like,
place.
right. And I was like, and she's like, well, it was just for a little while. I just wanted to make a little money or whatever. And I'm like, this is never going to go away.
Uh-uh.
And she's like, no, my legal
Mhm.
team or my mom's legal team, everyone's working on it. We're working to have everything removed. And I was like, but how are you going to remove the screenshots from people's phones? I was like, people found the content, they screenshotted it. It'll always get reposted forever. A picture is never deleted from the internet. It can be deleted from one
Nope,
place,
nope.
but then it'll show up somewhere else.
She
And
could bring Steve Jobs back from the dead, and that shit ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
well, right, like
That's
And then
it
forever.
was.
yeah,
That is
and she's
forever.
all like, I have friends at Facebook and shit.
Yeah, she starts. Okay,
Oh,
so
I
the
laughed at
dialogue.
that comment. I was like, yeah, okay, like
What she means that she
everyone
has
knows someone who
friends
works
on.
at Meta.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
so when I told her, she messaged me and she was like, "I need you to fix this," and I basically told her, I was like, "This is completely out of my hands because I don't have control over that podcast. I'm a
Mhm.
guest host
Yeah.
on it," and I was
Well,
like, "I don't have control."
let's explain better. Like, she had the gall because again, it's one thing if I have a post on Instagram that has your image on it, like
Uh-huh.
like that's one argument there. I'm not gonna like fight you on that too much, but to have the gall to say you mentioned my name on a podcast, I want you to take down a podcast. Like that's the insane part to
Yeah,
me.
That's just ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, she said that we needed to remove the podcast because we said that she had an OnlyFans, and I was like, "Aniko, you have an OnlyFans. We didn't say anything that's not
Mhm.
true." And she's like, "Well, I didn't want anyone to know," and I was like, "Unfortunately, we didn't. The news was there. Someone told us live on the air. We're not the first. We're not patient
Mhm.
zero here. We weren't the first people to know. Other people knew. So if you want to go after the person who revealed your secret, you can, but it's not us. And I hate to be like legal,
Mhm.
and technical with people that I don't have a
Yeah,
problem
not
with her. I
only
don't have an
that,
issue.
this day and age technology takes your head and puts it on other bodies. Like, let's say they could put her face in a porn movie. They could put her face doing all kind of stuff because your face is already out there. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
she's doing that shit on her own.
Yeah, she, but she,
Well, Captain, I don't think that you
Yeah, you didn't
saw
see the graphic
oh,
the
nature of the photos.
images.
oh,
This was
oh.
all right. So let me think of
I thought it was
a
just a
good way
boob
to.
shot.
Oh
No.
no,
No.
no. Okay, so Captain, say you're holding a item that looks like a banana,
Mm-hmm.
and you're using that banana, and then you have a water hose
And then
that
an
sprays
eruption
water,
happens.
and an eruption
And then you
happens.
get yourself all dirty all over your chest.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
No
This was not.
way,
This
man.
was not.
Way.
Not little baby and Nico.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh
And
my.
say for also, Captain, say that banana you were licking on the banana
Hmm.
Oh, jeez.
and placing the banana in your mouth.
And
Oh,
then saying you
what?
enjoy a certain type of pie.
Yeah. Banana cream pie.
Yeah.
Captain, banana cream pie.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Captain, are you
Oh,
okay?
oh my! I don't
That's what
believe
happens when
that
you miss
shit.
a Sunday show.
Yo, I don't believe that shit. Damn, is that Sundays? Is
Yeah,
a
go
busy
back,
day for
everyone.
me.
Listen to Sunday show if you missed it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Anyway.
so
God! No
we didn't
way.
even get to the good part. So after I let her know
Hmm.
that it wasn't in my hands to do anything because it's not my content, I informed her that she needed to reach out to Shabooty. She reached out to Shabooty, and then Shabooty, in true form, immediately blocks her. So she, so she, she reaches back out to
Hmm.
me. Okay, I'm not making this up.
Yeah,
She
Shabooty's block button must have a hole in it from pushing it.
I
So
mean,
I
she
don't
mess.
negotiate
So
with
she.
terrorists.
So she. So
Oh
she
my
texts
god.
me at like 9 a.m. the same
Oh my
day, and
god.
she's like, I. She messages me and she's like, okay, I need you to tell him to take down the Instagram. And I was like, and Nico, I told you to stop
Mhm.
talking to me and reach out to Shabooty. And she was like, he blocked me. And I was like, well, what did he respond? And she was like, he left me on red.
You see, I haven't even heard this part of the story.
And so I was like, well, what was your conversation that he
No,
blocked you? And she was like, nothing. He just read it and he
yeah,
blocked me.
that's shit. This is the middle of like a work day and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
No,
this is
this is
like
too
a
Yeah.
this is
Wednesday,
too
right? And
funny.
I'm
This is
traveling.
too funny. This
And
is too funny. Oh my god, my tears are coming.
See, I didn't even know that part of the story. So
and
this is all news to me too.
yeah, I told her to reach out to you, and then she writes me back like an hour later and tells me that you blocked her. And I was like, well, what did you say? What did he say? And she was like, he wouldn't even talk to me, whatever. And then she was like, well, now I'm gonna have to get my lawyers involved. And I was like, and
uh-uh.
do what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What? No,
And I
no,
was
no.
like,
Hold on. You're missing a very crucial point of what she said. She said she would
okay,
have gone after us for exploitation.
What?
Mm,
yeah, yeah. She said that if
And
he
I'm
didn't
like,
take down
listen,
the
listen.
post,
I mean, I grew up. I mean, being in the entertainment industry, like I basically had a lawyer assigned at birth. So I can tell you that was like the most scare tact.
mhm.
If scare tactic was definition in the dictionary, that's the definition would be
Yeah.
exploitation.
well,
But
it
who's
wasn't
exploiting her?
scary to me
We
though
didn't
No, it's
because
not.
Mhm.
we didn't
It's
put
just
her on
like that's
OnlyFans.
just a bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Yo, we didn't. You didn't put her on OnlyFans. Who's exploiting her? We just only we're
Exactly.
promoting.
right,
If
Like
anything, we're promoting her.
exactly. My post literally said like, I'm not. I my literal post says, um, the end of
Ethnic
my post
Ghost
says I'm not
terrorist.
going to link it. That's what my post says. I'm not going to link it. Like,
yes,
Yeah, we never linked
yes.
anything,
yeah,
nothing
that
like
was
that.
literally my post. I'm not going to link
Well,
it.
right.
Now over. After this, I'm gonna hop over to Reddit because Reddit has all the dirt out in the open.
Well, Cap, if you Google this person's name and then the term OnlyFans, there's hundreds
Mhm.
of sites that still have it.
Oh,
Well,
Free.
can I
But
explain
I
to you
didn't
why
tell
that
you this.
happens? I there's a reason.
now is the last name
Oh yeah.
When you
George?
sign up for something like that, whether it's like, let's say, like she wants to do like cam girl things, um, when you sign up for a site, before you click accept, they
You
have a
gotta read
thing
the
where they
fine print.
tell you
Yep,
they're gonna
yep,
promote you.
yep. Yes,
That's
indeed.
it's not like someone just like, oh, I'm just gonna like do that to like no.
We're gonna
Like,
keep you were gonna keep your pictures hostage. We're gonna sell your pictures to the highest bidder, to
yeah.
other
Well,
sites,
see,
to other sites.
that's what
And when she
she
was
is
talking
going
about
through.
Dogma, I was like, listen, I know everything about Dogma. Dogma does not include like, I mean, if you're gonna sell the pictures or you're gonna post them, then yeah, like, but for say, I mean, it was just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It was just
Now I'm curious. I
I
mean,
honestly don't think she knew what she was talking about.
Yeah, like
oh
Well, no.
if
no.
no, like and again, I know George is like I know George is a busy man and you know what I mean, like in the workday, like I'm sure George is busy as fuck. So if you were harassing George, he doesn't have time to deal with that shit. And I was in the same boat. It's like if I had nothing going on and I was at home and I could actually like put
Yo,
energy into the situation,
I
like
can't stop
I would
laughing.
like but it was a situation where like I know George is busy and I was busy at the time. Like I was on deadlines and shit where it's like I don't have time to like play this. I don't have time to play chess. So and it's like we're playing chess right now and I don't have time for it and I'm busy and shit. So at that point I was like, you know what? And she's gonna like send some bullshit threats. I'm just gonna delete it. And did delete my posts, even though there was nothing bad about my posts. So I just deleted it.
But
Well,
It's
the
a
funny
headache.
thing about it,
Shabooty,
she told
but you
me,
deleted the post, but the post is still out. Did you before you deleted? Did you see how many other times it was shared?
Yeah, it was shared around, but
Exactly. It's too
yeah.
late. No, you deleting it is not helping us.
well, that wasn't the issue. The issue was that all of her pictures and videos are online. Shabooty never posted that.
Exactly.
Well, I think my biggest issue was she came at Shabooty and the podcast and
Mhm.
us as though we were the creator
Yeah,
of
as
this
if we're like
problem.
hosting her pictures or some shit.
Yeah, and I was like, the only person that posted their coochie online was you.
Exactly.
So I can't imagine why you're upset with any of us because
Exactly.
we discussed what you did. Because if you didn't want anyone to see it, you wouldn't have did it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was just
Nah,
really
too late.
confused
Too late,
I
Daisy.
mean,
because
listen,
she's
I
like,
get it.
well,
I get it. She's 20. We all did. I did something really stupid when I was 19, and I
No.
still pay for it. So I get it, and I feel bad that, like, people
Yeah,
were sending it
Coco.
to her mom and her uncle and all that. Like, I feel terrible about that. But accept
Even
responsibility.
listen, Coco. Even a 5-year-old knows that the internet is forever. Once you
Yeah.
put something
Well,
on
it's
the
not even that. It's
internet,
not just not
yeah,
even
that's
that.
it.
It's
It's
accepting
gone.
the responsibility that yeah, I
That
did
you
it. It was
did
a
that.
stupid mistake.
You wholeheartedly, consciously made a decision to take your clothes off and start an OnlyFans. I mean, at the time, it seemed like a great idea. I'm sure because she has 100,000 followers and she's been on a popular TV show, so she knew she was gonna get money off of that. But
Mm-hmm.
she didn't think nobody was gonna
but what
find
made
out. Come
her?
on,
Yeah, what made her think that nobody was
yeah,
gonna
like
be like,
nobody's
oh
gonna.
my
Maybe she
god, guess
really is
what?
that fucking sheltered and naive,
Yeah,
Nah,
though.
no,
There,
she's
there,
not
are,
that
like
no, but there
stupid.
are people like that. I was like that.
Well, that was back then, but this is 2025,
I mean,
Coco.
you know,
yeah,
but the
Come
but the
but
on,
the fact that
still,
don't.
she wanted us to edit out the podcast shows how entitled she is and shit.
yeah, that does.
Shabooty said
Well, what I was
you don't
trying.
negotiate with her.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
So
That's the
what was
funniest
weird
shit
for
I ever
that for
heard.
me was because she was like, well, I've all hell broke loose after y'all talked about it
So
or
that means
whatever, and I was
somebody
like,
was
all hell.
listening. Somebody listens to your podcast.
Damn
Yeah,
straight.
so like who
Well,
who 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 listened that informed her?
Somebody secretly listening. The same way they
well,
secretly listening now.
when she reached out to me, she said that the day before, so Tuesday, is when her mom and dad and everybody started getting screenshots
Oh
of
shit.
her
Mm.
content.
The only
So,
victim in all this is the grandfather.
well, I just want to say this real quick. I don't agree with shaming a woman for doing OnlyFans, and I
No.
feel like that's what these people were doing. I don't agree with that. She's a 20-year-old woman, and if she wanted to empower herself by using bananas online, whatever. You know,
Jesus.
I don't believe that we should make a woman feel bad
No,
for
no,
being a
no, that's
sexual
not
being.
at all what
I
I'm
don't
saying
believe
at
in
it's
that.
all.
it's
No.
not it's not shaming, George, but you would want them to make better decisions and better choices, especially at such a young age. The internet.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's say she wants to run for politics in the future. That all that shit is gonna come out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it couldn't
Yeah,
be fucking
no,
worse
you're
than what
right.
we have right now.
It can't be, but I'm saying or she goes for a job interview somewhere. All that shit comes out because now, uh, uh, employers they go through your only not OnlyFans. They go through your Instagram
They go
pages.
through
They
your
go through your
OnlyFans.
they go through your Facebook pages. They want to see what you're doing on your downtime to see if you're employable. So
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of this
you're
stuff
right.
comes up. So why would you think that unless you're planning on being in the entertainment business for the rest of your life, you're not ever planning to get a career otherwise. These are the things that you choose not to do. You don't need the money because they're not hard up for cash that you would have to go and put yourself out there that way. That's not it's not shaming. It's just we expected better because the way she portrayed her mom's decisions for plastic surgery and all of that stuff, we thought she was going in a different direction, away from entertainment, away from, you
Mm.
know what I'm saying? That she was going to use her
Yeah,
brain.
yeah.
And here she is at 20. I mean, I saw the first sign of trouble when she started getting fillers in her face. Remember that she posted with the fillers?
Yeah, I
That
remember. Well,
that was
there was a lot of there was a
signs.
lot of talk when she was still 17, and I don't remember what season it was. People didn't like how low her shirts
Yeah,
were
her
getting.
blouse when she did
She started,
with the
and people,
fashion show. I
yeah,
remember
and
a few.
people started talking. Yeah, the season with the fashion. Yes, thank
Yes,
you. That was the
yes.
season. There was some talk online. They were like, we don't like the
But she looked
way
too
this
grown. She
girl is
was too,
being.
yeah, made up.
Yeah,
Mm.
she was wearing a thong at the fashion show, and they
Yeah.
were like, this is a 17-year-old girl. This is not
Because
okay.
you know what?
You
A
know,
lot
like
of
this
that
is
has
not
to do
okay.
with her mom living vicariously through her. Because the mom's pursuit of youth is what trickled down into this child. You know what I'm saying? The mom
Mm.
telling her, to wear more this and to look more that and to look more this because that's what the mom wants to do. What's what the mom wants to look. So that could have been a mistranslation. Now the OnlyFans stuff, I don't know. I expected better from her. That's all I'm saying.
True.
I mean, I think a lot of people did. And I understand that people were disappointed. I didn't agree, like when she was saying, oh, people are sending it to friends and family, and I don't agree with trying to ruin someone's life because they made a bad decision. I don't agree with that. you know she's an adult, she has to live with the decision, but sending it to her mom or sending it to her dad, that's not okay.
Right.
Right? Like I feel like there should be a line that people don't cross. Like as a father, would you ever want someone to send you your daughter's
No,
OnlyFans
that's what
news?
I'm saying.
No.
The
There's a
grandfather,
line that people.
he practically raised this child and had, gave her everything she wanted so that she could want for nothing, you know. And the twins
Mhm.
turned out all wacky, but he was hoping this child and maybe her sister went in a different direction. Now you got to see your granddaughter. That's terrible.
True.
Yeah.
So yeah, just for the record, the tea business is a little crazy.
Yeah, you never know when you're gonna get slapped with a lawsuit or a cease and desist or just empty threats. If I got $1 for every time I got an empty threat, I still remember I did a podcast. This is
Hold
years
on, I
ago.
don't know
You
if you
remember
guys know
Mem?
this, but she released a statement on her OnlyFans.
Oh,
Can you wait? Can you
I
read it?
can
I didn't
read
know
it.
that.
Okay, first one is on the
Oh,
23rd.
okay.
Hi everyone, I've been recently informed some of my content has been published on a few sites, so I want to push this out there. You may not distribute, publish any content from OnlyFans accounts or private accounts, including videos, photograph, blah blah blah. So then, on the 28th, it's not too long ago. It's like a couple days ago.
Well, wait, Coco. She told me that she deleted the actual account on
Well, I'm
Tuesday.
looking at it right now.
Oh,
I'm on
okay.
OnlyFans right now. I mean, there's no pictures, there's nothing. It says deleted, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
well, she
But
changed
she
her
also wrote,
username to like deleted something.
yeah, it says deleted username.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, it says
What is
deleted,
she?
deleted, deleted. That's what it says.
What does she say
On the
on the
28th.
28th?
She goes, hi everyone, I want to come on here saying that I'm deleting this account. I filed cybercrime reports and DCA reports, but it has gotten too much for me to deal with.
Okay, that's it.
So that was it.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, what does she think is gonna happen
I
though?
don't know. This is
Because
like the stupidest shit I've ever fucking. I mean, I'm
the
sorry.
content that she posted, you don't know who screenshotted what.
No.
So who did the police know to arrest? Or I don't know if that's a crime
For
actually. It might just
screenshotting?
be a civil.
No.
Yeah, I
That's
think
not
that's
a
just a
crime.
civil thing.
If you took, okay, the only thing would be if let's say you take these photos and you publish them and you're getting money for them, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, for screenshotting, no.
Yeah, or doing it.
Come on.
Yeah, like my Instagram post was super fucking innocent.
Yeah, come on.
Anyway, so yeah, that was the draw. That was the big topic of the night, and that was the big drama
that
that
was
happened.
fucking hilarious, bro.
And I can't wait to listen to the playback.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that was the backlash of
Mm,
Sunday's podcast. That's what we had to deal with, this
yeah, it was.
back and forth of threats
Mm,
and
Also, I'm sorry, she's very stupid
negotiations.
for actually using her actual first name because no one does
Yeah,
that.
that's a very distinct first name. It's not like everybody has that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
I'm
what did you
assuming,
think?
Coco isn't your like first name.
No, that's actually my first. That's my real middle name. Yeah,
True.
but
Well,
I don't go by
she
that. When I
said
had my OnlyFans, I didn't go by that at all. It was a total
she said
different.
that she used a fake name
Oh,
on the
Mm-hmm.
OnlyFans. So, and I think the username was like NYC
Mm-hmm.
something.
yeah, it's
It
NYC
wasn't
college
like
Well,
her
girl.
name.
well, now it's down, so I guess it doesn't matter if you say it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that she used her actual name, but the people who linked the stuff online, because if you search her name now, it comes up, they used her
Mm-hmm.
name. So maybe that's what she's trying to um get to the
Yeah.
bottom of, because she didn't post it under her actual name, but whoever went online and stole the content did post it under her actual name. So maybe that's what she's trying to get to
Okay,
the bottom
yeah,
of.
okay,
But
that makes more
again,
sense.
right, because she used a fake
Mm-hmm.
name, like a username that didn't link to herself. And then when you look online, all of that content has her first and last name.
Yeah.
And that's not how she posted it online. So that might be a crime, actually. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
because she didn't post it under her actual name. So whoever did post it under her actual name, because she did mention that people were doxing her.
Got it.
And I wonder if that's what she meant by I'm being doxed, because they were posting the real content under her real name.
I don't know.
Maybe
She's
that
thrown
is
out,
what.
in my mind, she's thrown out every word she could think of or every threat she could think of,
She
But what I didn't understand was why was this podcast the enemy of all the things that people did? People posted the content,
Yeah,
they were
well,
selling the content, they
the
stole the
next
content. We didn't
you
do
should,
any of
your
that.
sponsor said, you should have said we weren't even invited to the TLC boat party. Why are you up our ass?
you know why this you know why this podcast was mentioned, because this is the podcast that other people come to steal information from.
Exactly. They find the
Yeah,
tea
of
from us,
course.
and then they're
So
big
they stole it
shots.
from us, and they must have rang her until there's some tea over there on Shabooty's podcast about some OnlyFans shit that's going on. That's why.
Well, she said that after the podcast aired, she said that it was almost insanity. So I do want to put out there, Shabooty, you should be very
Yeah.
proud that when information
Mhm.
comes out on this podcast, it literally
Yep.
turns into
Yep. Yep.
pure
Yep.
chaos.
People come here.
Literally.
So
Listen, people come here to
that's
steal information.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
So
well,
Stephanie
somebody
Mato can make
who
a TikTok video about our tea in a month from now.
yeah, everybody.
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised she hasn't already made
Yeah.
one. Actually, I'm surprised. She literally will take
Mhm.
anything that we announce and put it out as her latest
But it's like a
TikTok.
month. It's like a month
With
later though.
yeah, she's pretty
To
late with
she waits for us
everything.
to forget we said it.
Mhm.
Hey, I mean, she's always late, just like a period.
Oh.
So,
Ooh.
oh, did I
Oh.
oops,
Burn, baby,
oops?
burn.
I don't like her.
Mhm.
I don't like her either.
But yeah, I just wanted to say, Shmoody, you should be
Yeah.
very proud, because when this aired last Sunday, she said that it was almost like it aired on
Mhm.
TMZ.
Oh
It was just
shit.
people from every angle, every message, DM, text message,
Yeah.
family members, everybody knew. And I think that's what triggered her to be so angry at you and me and Coco, whatever,
I was
was
absent that day.
because
Yeah, well,
yeah, you were absent.
here's my advice to her in the future. Like, at least when talking to someone in my realm, like try flattery first instead of like DCMA threats. Like follow me back and say, "Yo, you're hilarious." Like, if you can, you just do me a solid. I'm friends with George. Darcy is friends with George. Like, do us all a solid. If you could take down the posts, we really appreciate it. I think you're awesome. I would actually love to come on your podcast. Like, I recommend flattery instead of like threats. That would be my advice.
Yeah,
Yeah, or like, yeah. I was gonna
well,
say something, but that's not
Yeah.
listen.
appropriate.
She could have owned it and turned it around, because when you own stuff, people are like, oh, well, she doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? But when you start trying to
Yeah.
hide stuff, people make a bigger thing out of it. So she would have been like, yeah, that's right. I'm on OnlyFans. This is my page. Anybody want to see
Yeah,
it?
but
Blah, blah,
I
blah.
think we also remember she's 20. And
Yeah, but no,
especially growing up the way she grew up,
yeah, but no,
and I'm
but
saying this because I relate to it.
she has like because if you look at her like Instagram, for example, she like travels to Italy wearing a
You know
like
what?
Chanel
You know,
bag, so
you
she's
know
very
what
like
just crossed?
entitled.
Yeah, you know what just crossed my mind? That her mother's creepy husband probably saw it.
He did.
And
Probably.
the other one,
Wait,
and Big T, yeah,
Georgie?
Big T,
Yeah, that's
and
what it
Big
was said.
and Big T Fabian
Well, yeah,
probably saw that stuff. Oh,
everybody saw it.
that's terrible.
Apparently,
That's awful.
yeah,
That's
there were
awful. That's
accounts
awful.
that were just sending it to
To
everybody.
Florian, to
hmm
Stacey, as well as
Yeah, to everybody.
Darcy and
Why would
Georgie.
she do that, man? Why would she do that?
No, she has that
Maybe
like
she wanted to rebel.
no, but
Nah, that's
she has
crazy,
Yeah.
Coco.
that
That's
like
crazy.
the hot chick. I can do no wrong energy. Like I'm rich and I'm hot and whatever. Like
I don't think it's a rich hot girl thing. I just think it's a the way you grew up thing, where you think you're entitled to. And like, listen, I
Yeah,
was like that at her age
okay,
too.
but I can understand if the pictures were subtle, but according to you guys, the pictures were
yeah,
caliente.
she's a
I mean,
squirter.
I did that shit when I did that shit when I was like 15.
No, you know what?
Well,
You know?
Coco, you don't
Wait,
count. You're like a
You're
You're an
an
Coco.
anomaly.
anomaly. Yeah, oh my God, you're
Fuck
an anomaly.
you. Suck my dick.
Nothing you can say, Coco, will surprise us. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're past that
Really?
stage. We're past that stage with you already. You can
Oh
tell us you went to
no.
the
You're a
moon.
lost cause. We
You went
don't.
to the moon and fucked an alien, and we'll
Shabooty, I
believe you.
swear to God, I still will fuck your father if you keep that up.
My father's in a
Don't fuck with
rehabilitation
me.
home. Are you into that?
Oh, that's. Are you trying to turn me on with like this like fucking facts?
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ!
Coco, the man just got a new hip. Please.
Yeah. Be
Oh my God, that's
respectful.
so hot.
Be respectful. Please. Let's not go into real world territories. Anyway, new subjects.
Anyways,
Yeah. That was a fun segment. I do look forward to listening back to that.
Well, it was fun because there were some parts of it that you didn't know
Yeah.
Oh,
yet.
that
So
was
that
the
was a little
icing on the
fun.
cake. Oh my God, George.
I thought when she
That
messaged
was the
me,
icing
because
on the
I told her
cake.
to leave me. I was like, look, leave me alone. Reach out to him because it's not my podcast. And then when she was like, he blocked
No,
me.
no. What he said?
it's
No,
almost like, Daddy, can you fix this?
George, when she tell you he left me on red.
Yeah, and I was like, well, when she said he blocked you, I was like, well, what did you say? I was like, what did you do that made him block you? And she was like, he left me on red and just blocked me. And then I just was like dying. I was like, oh shit.
You were like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
I was like, that's kind of savage.
No, because like it's one thing if it's one thing if I was like unemployed at home and like I had the energy to deal with it. I was like busy like on a deadline, and I didn't have the energy to deal with it.
You work for the Pentagon, don't you?
I wish. Actually, no, I don't, because Trump would fuck that up. Anyway, that's a different subject.
Yeah, so guys, if you missed last Sunday's live finding of that information, it might be fun to listen to that and then the replay of this, because then it'll make a lot more
Yeah.
sense of what we just told you.
Yeah, we didn't make y'all wait till the end of the episode to get into the hot topics.
No.
No, because this is listener appreciation, because we hit over 11,000 downloads in 4 months, which is
Woo!
Hmm.
huge. So we're gonna start selling ads.
Yes.
So if anybody is on OnlyFans and they want us
Hmm.
to help you sell your coochie pictures, let us know.
Um.
We'll talk about
Yeah.
your coochie on air for 3 full
we'll
minutes.
And
we'll
3 full
promote
if you
minutes of
you.
guys want
coochie
to
talk.
talk about senior dating, I will
We
gladly,
will we will
gladly
gladly promote
do a commercial.
your web pages, and we have Crazy Coco over here. So you never know what you're gonna get with her.
Coco Loco.
Coco Loco. We never know what we're gonna get with Coco.
Yes, send us in a 30-second ad and we'll have Coco read it in her sexiest voice.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say, hold on. I just want to say, I really enjoy Daddy Time,
You know what?
especially when they have a hip replacement. I think it's so hot.
What if they have a bad knee?
Oh my God, I'm gonna come.
True.
Please don't take
What
me
if they also
seriously.
broke their foot?
Ah, oh my God, it's just like that movie with like James Caan and Kathy Bates.
Ew, Kathy
Oh,
Bates.
do you know the
You
movie
lost me.
Misery? Oh,
Misery.
so hot.
Oh, I don't know that movie.
What?
Should,
Oh my
yeah, I don't
God,
know that
never
one. Should
mind.
I?
My joke went through everyone's head. It's
No,
okay.
I saw some laugh
It's so fun.
emojis.
Oh, okay, good.
No, yeah, some people got it. I'm not
Yeah.
like very cultured in
Yeah.
like classic movies. Because guys, remember I was raised in a cult. I couldn't watch TV. We didn't
Oh
have one.
yeah.
So like I had to I watch everything later on,
Mm.
right? I told y'all the first song I ever heard by Madonna was called Music.
Shut the
That's how
fuck.
late I was to the
That's from
party.
1998.
Yeah,
What the
that's
fuck?
Oh my
shut
God.
up. That's that. So when I heard Like a Virgin, but I heard it like after music because that's when I wasn't allowed to listen to music. So like when I was listening to the radio, I remember I heard TLC Waterfalls and I was like, this is good. And then I heard Madonna music. And then like that's around the time I was allowed to start listening to music. So when I realized that Madonna was old and I started listening to like a prayer and Like a Virgin, I was like, ooh, she
That shit
nasty.
like was playing in my bar mitzvah.
All right.
So when I saw her kiss Britney and Christina on the award show, that was around the time that I was starting. I was like
Yeah, it was like
watching TV, and I was like,
2001.
I was like, so there's women making out on TV? I was like freaking out. I didn't even need Cinemax.
Or the Playboy channel, but you know.
I didn't even need it. I
Yeah.
didn't even know. I was so sheltered. I had no idea that people were kissing. I didn't know women were kissing each other on TV. I didn't know.
True. All right, should we go to a new topic?
Yeah. Yeah, like
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is like a minor topic, but did you see my most like a post like an hour ago or 2 hours ago before the show started, where basically they're looking to cast either twins or Amish people. So then, George, have there ever been any twins on 90 Day Fiance?
Twins on 90 Day
Because you're the
Fiance.
encyclopedia.
no.
Darcy and Stacy, but only Darcy was on
Mm.
originally. And I'm
Don't well, like
thinking,
it's not twins, but the thing I posted in my Instagram caption, I was like, "There's Citra and her sister."
yeah, Citra
Yeah,
and
but
her
they're
sister. They're not
looking to
twins. I think.
cast twins and they're looking to cast Amish people because I guess Shekinah must have like been a big success for them. So they're trying to get like Shekinah 2.0 on the show apparently.
Well, she kind of was the farthest from an Amish person that I've ever
Mm.
seen. But I mean, she said that it's funny because she said that she was Amish, but then when we broke the story down, she actually grew up in a neighborhood that was predominantly Amish, so she pretended to be Amish too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like that, the story wasn't. She wasn't
Yeah, so it
actually
sounded like they
Amish.
juiced
She
it up
said,
for this story.
yeah. And because she don't look Amish
Mm.
to me. I watch Breaking Amish. I know what these people look like. They wear their little, Amish
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, but I mean, the idea of having an Amish person on 90 Day Fiance would be
Mm.
interesting, to say the least. I don't know that they would. Well, Amish people are American, so that would mean that the Amish person would be dating someone overseas. But aren't Amish people not supposed
Yeah,
to be
that's
on
a
the
hard
internet?
way
Yeah.
to
So how would?
international date.
Yeah. So how would you know someone to bring over here if you can't have a cell
Mm.
phone and a computer? So I have questions,
I,
but I don't question their expertise because they've been able to bring over and do some crazy stuff on the show. So I don't really question their methods, but I do have
true. And
questions.
then I'm trying to remember. So George and I had a non-podcast call in the middle of the week. Now, did we talk about so allegedly Love After Paradise may not come back, but I can't remember if that was on a podcast or in a private call.
That was on a
Okay.
private call, so that's not no one knows,
Yes.
but Love in Paradise is on the chopping block. So
Makes
it
me
hasn't been
sad.
canceled. It hasn't been canceled. So I will say that it has not been canceled, but it usually airs in April,
Mhm.
and they haven't even cast it for this season. Nothing is filmed, nothing is casted, and it's up in the air if it's going to continue. So you guys know when they merged with Warner Brothers, I believe it was Warner Brothers that we merged with. Warner Brothers Discovery, they chopped a bunch of shows. Darcy and Stacy got chopped. The Family Chantel got chopped. Um, Lauren and Alexi after the 90 days. David and Annie after the 90 days. They cut all these shows. They canceled them all because they just felt that the amount of money they were putting in wasn't good for the return of ratings. So Love in Paradise is the next one that they're
Mm.
reviewing. They're reviewing cost and ratings and ad revenue. So it's on the chopping block. They got the X and they're outweighing options. So I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Like maybe they can figure out a cheaper way to film it, or like I don't know what they're doing, but I know that they normally would have been
Mm.
casted by now because the show airs in
Yeah, because
April,
like, well,
and
I'm trying to. Okay, so the guy, remember like Valentine or whatever, the guy with the fucked up hair, like.
yes, he
Yes.
he wore the toupee. He
No,
wore
but
the
he was
toupee.
on.
And
Yes.
Was he? Remind me. Was he? He was on multiple seasons of Love in Paradise. Okay,
he
so
was
so
him and
I think we're on to
um
something. You know why? Because normally, if there's someone like him, they would bring him back for multiple seasons of Love in Paradise. Correct? Now they took the Burger King guy and took him off Love in Paradise and put him on like 90 Day Fiance or whatever regular. So that
Right.
proves that they're not going to put him on like another season of Love in Paradise where they could keep him on there, but they put him on the main show, which proves that Love in Paradise may not come back in the future.
right, right, and they also transitioned Danielle and Johan from
Mhm.
Love in Paradise as well. And I mean, the last season that they had, it had the Dr. April Carter and Valentine It had Scott and what's her Pedro's mom. It had Kyle Gordy, the sperm guy. It wasn't a Tom Cruise season, right? Like there wasn't a whole lot going on that season. It was a buzzkill. It was kind of a snooze fest.
Mhm.
So that's I don't want to write it off as the show sucks. I like the idea of it, but you don't have a strong cast, you don't have a strong show. So I don't know if the casting in the last season is what might put the nail in the coffin, or if the concept in general they just don't
Mhm.
think it's gonna work. Because I don't know if y'all remember this. Because I'm gonna take y'all back down memory lane real quick. Love in Paradise premiered on Discovery Plus 6.5 months before it actually went on TV. They actually put it on
Yep.
Discovery Plus, and they wanted to see if it did good on streaming.
Mhm.
It did good on streaming, and then they decided to air it because it was gonna be when Warner Brothers Discovery purchased all these entities, they were gonna have streaming only shows. So because they wanted stream, because this was around COVID, they were focused more on streaming. So they were like, let's make shows that were never meant for TV. Because if you remember the first season, they kept showing naked people on the show.
I
Like
remember
there was
that. Yeah.
topless people. Yeah, they kept showing that. They never intended to air Love in Paradise on TLC.
Mhm.
It was a racier version of a 90-day show that they wanted for streaming only, because that, they're just merged with Warner Brothers Discovery. So that show did really well, and then we ended up rewatching. They put the same show
Mhm.
on 6.5 months later on TV.
Uh-huh. And then they also did that with Single Life.
You're 100% right. They did the exact same thing with Single Life. They put it on Discovery Plus,
Mhm.
4.5 months before it aired on TV, but they based it on ratings. They're like, if it does well on streaming, we'll transition it to TV, and that's what they did with that show as well. So I don't know. I'm not. I think if I looked at the ratings correctly, the last time that I saw them last year for that show, Love in Paradise was the lowest ranked show out of all of the 90-day shows when it came to ratings. It was all the way at the bottom.
Mhm.
I don't think there was anything below it. So it was the lowest performing show in the franchise. I remember seeing that on the paperwork, but I don't know if they look at it as, well, if no one's watching it, why are we putting it on? I don't, or if they want to transition it to streaming only again. I don't know what they want to do, but I know that they are in talks of what they want to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand for the on-site producers wanting to do the show because then they get to actually work in paradise. But I could understand the executives looking at the numbers and say it doesn't financially make sense.
Well, yeah, you got to send all these people, a whole crew, all these people to a resort and pay for their food, their meals, their flights,
Hmm.
pay them wages, for a show that people might not watch.
Yeah,
From an executive standpoint,
yeah,
that's something that is costing you money that has no return.
exactly.
In my the way I was raised, if it costs money, then it should pay you 3 times as much.
Hmm.
So if you're not getting anything in return, there's no purpose to go forward.
Yeah, that's good. But that's good tea because I don't think anyone else has spilled that.
Well, yeah, nothing has been announced.
Hmm.
So, but I was looking at schedules, and I noticed that after the 90-day last resort, that's usually when we would get Love in Paradise.
Hmm.
So, and I looked at the schedule, and it's going 90 Day Single House Mexico directly after last resort, and I was like, that's weird. Because after 90 Day Fiance OG, which comes on in February, that transitions straight into Happily Ever After. They have a schedule. So when I noticed it was off the schedule, I looked around and I was like, well, let me look into casting. Then I looked at all the casting. They put out casting releases. There was absolutely no casting release for Love in Paradise
Hmm.
on like the 90 Day Fiance casting pages. They weren't casting for it. So I was just really confused. And then I realized, I was like, oh, I know what's going on. It's on the chopping block. So I don't know if it could get picked up by another channel. A lot of times if you cancel a show, they could put it up for sale. Another channel could purchase the show, so it might not die.
Hmm.
I think it will die because it doesn't bring in enough viewers, but it's a possibility that the show might pop up on another station, which happens a lot. I think American Idol left Fox and went to a different station. Somebody else bought it. It can happen.
But does TLC have exclusivity to 90 Day Fiance franchise spinoffs and shit?
Yes, they have exclusivity to all of the 90 Day Fiance franchise.
So then
Yes.
how can it pop up
So,
on another channel?
I mean, they would have to sell the
Yeah.
entity to the channel.
Okay.
It would have to be purchased.
But
So
if TLC
when
doesn't want to
Sharp
sell,
makes
then they wouldn't want that.
right,
Yeah.
if right, when Sharp makes a show, it's exclusively in a contract that is going to air on TLC. The only other contract they have is with WeTV for Love After Lockup, and I think
Right.
60 days in,
Yeah,
they
that's
almost.
A&E, right?
That's
Yeah, that's
A&E.
A&E.
Yeah.
Oh, is that A and
That's
E?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
A&E.
they
That's
have
A&E.
That's A&E.
those shows are those are all Sharp Entertainment shows, but they have exclusivity with each channel that they have it. So those deals are written differently. The 90-day franchise, it's all Sharp, all
TLC.
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 Yeah, TLC is not gonna let it pop up on another channel.
No.
Well, yeah, they want to keep. This is a very lucrative
Hmm.
deal that they have. This show
Yeah.
went from a funny, weird show that people like to a
No,
phenomenon to like a
and
movie
not to like
maker.
start putting feathers in our own caps, but I think part of the aside from the ratings and the money and all that shit, the fan base is crazy.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, it's like an army.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ni-
it's really like a cult like army. I think that this show, it has like the same type of cult following that the Real Housewives has.
the
Like it's just a cult.
90
It's a
Day
religion.
Fiance. 90 Day Fiance is the Game of Thrones of TLC.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
religion.
yeah,
It started off slow, and then all of a sudden, by season two, it was like a following. Like it was like an exclusive club. Everybody knew what Game of Thrones was by season two. Season one, nobody knew what
yeah.
that was.
Yeah. All right. So just going through our topics list, and I know we already talked about Jasmine earlier, and I hate to keep hyping up Jasmine, but just real quick, people always comment in the comment section like that doesn't because when I post like a recent picture of Jasmine, they say that doesn't even look like her. And one of the like clapbacks I would give to people is like pregnant women can't use fillers like lip fillers and shit. So that's one reason her lips may
That's
look
true.
smaller.
Oh, well, I didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
Did people not?
I didn't
Yeah,
know
did
that.
people
Yep.
not know that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff can be toxic because it goes to your
Absolutely.
bloodstream. Yeah, so yeah, you can't use that when you're pregnant.
Oh.
Just like
Yep.
alcohol, it
Hmm.
goes through the bloodstream. So
Mhm.
yeah, she is looking a little different because this is her real face. This is what she really looks like
Mm.
without fillers and the things that she has done. Because as much as we want to hate on Jasmine, she's not an awful monster. She's not getting drunk and doing meth while she's pregnant. She is trying
No,
to have a healthy pregnancy.
she
So yeah,
is.
that's why she's looking a little,
Hmm.
what's the word? A little homely, because this is what she really really looks like without any work done.
True.
Yeah,
And
but I,
then
I, I, I always wonder if that was her end game. Why'd she do so much work? You know,
no, but
like
then I think
if you
we've already talked
ultimately,
about this, but it's like after she has the baby, then her next storyline will be like get the mommy makeover.
Yeah, remember Lauren?
yeah,
Lauren did
Yeah,
her
yeah,
mommy
but
makeover.
I don't
So
want her on TV. I don't want her on the show no more. I'm done. Like I
I
think
think
4 years.
screwed. I think we're screwed.
Yeah,
She's too fucking viral and shit.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, she's already filmed stuff. So
Yeah.
if anything, we're gonna see her again. I don't know, like
Mhm.
how long after or whatever, but yeah, we're
Well,
definitely gonna see her.
you know how like Big Ed will have like a viral video or a viral something, and it'll get like 100,000. Well, I know I've had one, but like with Big Ed. So Big Ed has those like viral videos that like goes crazy, and it's like that's he can show that to TLC and say, yeah, y'all got to bring me back because this viral video just got like 500,000 likes or some shit and millions of views. So then like, and I hate to admit this, and I got to give her credit, but like Jasmine has that viral video where she's doing like that soundtrack where it's like so cold outside or some shit with her accent. It's like
I think
so
yeah,
like you know what I'm talking about, George, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that shit keeps going viral. So like, and people reuse the soundtrack and put it on
That
top of their
yeah,
videos.
like if she's a meteorologist, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's cold outside.
Yeah,
My pussy gonna freeze. I just made that up.
yeah, she.
But yeah,
I actually, I've been seeing it on sites that don't have
yeah,
anything to do with 90 Day
yeah.
Fiance,
Yeah,
but
It's
I've
like
you're
a
seen
right.
that. I've
crossover
seen
viral
it.
video. Crossover.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
she
that.
basically says that when she got to Canton, she's like, I don't know how people live like this. When it's this cold, I think that I'm gonna go outside and die immediately from
Yeah. I'm gonna get
hypothermia.
yeah,
You know?
hypothermia.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say hypothermia. Oh god, I sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger just now. I'm sorry. I just made an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. I have no idea where the fuck that came
Because
from.
it's so cold outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
Yeah.
cold
No, see,
I
that's like
saw
a
that.
outside.
crossover viral meme. So now
Yeah,
we're gonna get rid of
and
her.
Yeah, she
she's getting a lot of
definitely.
props for that shit. That
Well,
fucking
and I
lunatic.
hate to say it, but the drama with her pregnancy and Matt, this is all
Yeah,
adding
Mm.
yeah.
to her
Yeah,
popularity.
because crazy
So
as it seems, a lot of people were rooting for her to leave Gino and find somebody else. So this is gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
People are not mad at what she did. They're like, "Oh, you cheated on Gino." Like out of 100%, like 95 of the tweets are in favor of her dumping Gino because he's an asshole, he doesn't want to fuck her, and only 5% are cheering for Gino.
N- Unless they're on my page and they know it'll piss me off if you're too for Jasmine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
Well, most people.
I read all the tweets after the show. Like I scroll through the page and I read all the tweets for the 90 Day Fiance show, and everybody on Last Resort is like, oh yeah, well if Gina don't want to do it, she needs to find somebody else. Oh, that's good for her. Gina's an asshole. Gina's a narcissist. Gino this, Gino that. So people are cheering for her to actually do what she did. So yeah, she might be back on our
Yeah.
screen.
Oh, I would put $100,000 on it.
Yeah,
She's gonna
she'll
be
be
back
back
on
on our
this.
screen.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Angela
So
stayed a while, so why not her?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And then yeah, the one the thing I posted of her, like a screenshot from her live where she's wearing that like yellow like sweatshirt. I
Yeah,
feel she looked like extra pregnant in that photo.
yeah,
Oh, for sure.
yeah. She's
Absolutely.
definitely pregnant in that photo.
Mm.
it's funny because she stopped denying the pregnancy because I was watching her live on TikTok. It's funny because I was fucking with her on TikTok. You know, she blocked me on Instagram.
Hmm.
So she's in her live on TikTok. So I joined the live and I'm watching it and I just start commenting random stuff to irritate her. Like, how far along are you?
Oh
Hmm.
my God, George, you
Um,
naughty
like
boy.
what do you think of Clearwater? Um,
What are you gonna
I
name
was
the
like,
baby?
Hmm.
yeah, I was just messing with her, and it's funny
Are you
because
gonna
she's
bring your
ranting.
Are you gonna bring your other kids from Panama?
Yeah, I was just messing with her because I thought it was funny because I knew that she noticed that I was doing it because she's like ranting and crying and talking about how nobody's punching me and she's like she stopped in mid sentence because I said something along the lines of who's better, Matt or Dane in bed, and she was like mid sentence and I knew that she read the comment because she stopped talking
Hmm.
and looked like what the actual hell did you really put that in the chat? And I was just messing with her and I thought it was funny and then I was like, so you gonna unblock me or what?
Wait, let me ask you: Is Matt the mechanic or the gym boyfriend?
Both.
That's the
Oh,
same
oh,
person.
they're one and the same.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
yeah, they're one and the same.
okay,
He is the
okay,
mechanic gym guy who has a movie on Tubi
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh my
that
God.
you can watch. It was
okay.
filmed with an iPhone SE with 1 megapixel,
Mm. Which
What was it?
which
I posted on my Twitter. I
Jesus.
You
posted on
know
my
what?
Twitter. Go look it up.
That's why he probably hooked up with her because he think her 90 day fame is gonna get him a movie deal. So he probably hooked up with
But
that lunatic.
like Georgia, I'm surprised she didn't. But it's interesting she didn't like block you on the spot because, like, for example, I have a Twitter account, but I don't really use it. Like at best, it's like
Mhm.
a lurk account. But she like went out of her way to like block me on TikTok when I don't even use
She
when
blocked
I
you
don't
on
even use
TikTok.
my
I didn't
TikTok.
even know you were
No,
on TikTok. You're on
I
TikTok,
have an account that I don't really use, and
and
she
she
went out of her
blocked
way to block
you.
me on TikTok that I don't even use.
That's crazy. She won't block me. She's not really
You know,
mad at me.
she, yeah,
I
for you,
I know that she's not really mad at me because I told you me and her got into it. We
mm.
had
No, no,
fallen outs
and
before
then
and
when
we blocked
she
each
made her
other.
like, I hate to start promoting her shit, but anyway, when she made her Jazzy Fitness account, she blocked me on her Jazzy Fitness account. I've never even interacted with her Jazzy Fitness account.
Because it does that where if you block
Yeah.
someone, when you create a different account, even though it's like,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
yeah.
Okay.
If their main account blocks you and then they subsequently make another account after
Mhm.
they blocked you, the new account will have
Okay.
already
Okay.
blocked
That's
you.
all for that. Then, but no, but the TikTok, she went out of her way. I don't even use my TikTok,
No,
and she
yeah,
went out of her way to
TikTok.
block me on TikTok.
No, that's
Yeah,
different.
she
Yeah.
went and searched your she went and
Yeah.
searched your name and
Yeah.
blocked you. That's
Yeah.
what she did, which is crazy because you don't even
Yeah.
go on there. And it's funny, she didn't block me, and then I was fucking with her too, so I followed her on TikTok
Hmm.
just to mess with her after she went off of live, and she saw it, but she didn't say anything. It's just fun though because I know she's not mad at me. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm not gonna bother her. And I haven't texted her anyway. I was just like, I'm just gonna wait for her to get
I,
over it. And then she'll unblock me because we've done this before. This isn't our
I,
first song and dance of blocking each other. We've
I
done this
feel like
before.
one day she'll thank me for helping her increase her legend.
I don't know why she has such an issue
Yeah.
with you, honestly. I feel like you talk about her so
Mhm.
much. She should have you like paid commission,
Yeah.
right? Like all of the people that you send to her page and her OnlyFans page, like you should get a
Yeah, I'm
cut.
like, especially
Like
lately
I
with
don't
the
know why
pregnancy
she
shit, like
hasn't.
I'm just hyping her up left and right, talking about her left and right. Like, what the fuck else do you want?
Right, like, and she act like she's mad at
And
you, and
then
I'm trying to figure
like,
out
and on
why.
top of it, just proves how like objective I am. Like when the shit happened with her publicist releasing the statement, I could have like 100% attacked Jasmine, but if you read the caption, I was actually kind of going at the publicist because I had a bad history with the publicist, and like I was being very objective. Like I was shitting on the publicist, shitting on Jasmine. I wasn't like taking sides, which shows how like objective I am, right?
Yeah, because if somebody got me blocked on all platforms, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm coming for you. I'm not
Like
holding
at
back.
that like when the publicist went at Jasmine, I could have at that point been like totally 100% in support of the publicist and say I'm on the I'm team publicist, former publicist. I'm on team hashtag team former publicist. I totally like I'm with her and fuck Jasmine. I was actually like going at both of them because I was like the publicist is fucked up and Jasmine's fucked up. Both y'all fucked up. But it just shows that I'm like so honest that I don't. It's not like subjective. I'm very objective.
Yeah, she'll get
Yeah.
over it. I mean, I don't know. Her hate for you is something different though, because she went and searched you on TikTok just to
And I,
block you. That's
I
something
know that's the next
different, right?
level.
That's
No, she
yeah,
knows
that's
the T. She
crazy.
wants me. She wants to make the T as difficult as
She
possible.
That means that she's at home on TikTok thinking about you and was like, you know what? I need to block that motherfucker. Let me type like she thinking about you because you're not even on TikTok. You don't even
Yeah,
go on there. She's at home scrolling TikTok thinking about what you're doing. That's what she's doing. That's deeply
yeah,
rooted. That is deeply fucking rooted.
exactly. And then she got Matt to block me, and I didn't even like. I did. I followed him, but I didn't interact with him, and she got him to block me.
Oh, so he's got you blocked
I mean,
too.
it's a
Oh,
recent
that's funny.
development, but yeah.
Huh. That's funny. I don't think he blocked me.
Oh,
I
and
don't
then
think
I
so.
did notice he's like verified now on Instagram, so obviously like TLC is preparing him to be on the show.
Wait,
Oh,
he's
Yeah, now he's
verified.
verified on
Hold on.
Instagram.
here we
For
go.
what? For being a personal trainer,
Here we
fitness
go.
trainer?
I don't
Yep.
know.
What?
They're gonna bring her on the show with her
What's
new
his
book.
name?
Matt Brandis or something. I don't know how to spell it though.
Matt
Brandeis?
B R A.
But
Is
his
it
name might be like wrong.
Oh my God! You're right. He's
Yes.
verified with 773
You see, I
followers.
that's
Well, he could have paid for it.
he could have paid for or TLC PR could have hooked him up.
yeah,
Warner Brothers PR.
TLC probably
Yeah.
boosted him up to be on the
Do
show.
you know who he follows
Who?
though? He follows Michelle Bose Palazzo. Isn't that
Yeah,
Gino's
they're all buddy
Oh.
uncle's
buddy.
The
wife?
sister, the
Yeah,
cousin-in-law or
they're
some
she's
shit.
the chick that sucks Jasmine's ass.
He follows her.
Yeah.
No, I know they're like buddy buddy. Yeah.
That's
This is a
weird.
conspiracy.
He also follows Darcy and Stacy's attorney, that Kelsey chick.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He also follows the Jasmine and Gino fan account.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus.
He also follows Dana Palazzo,
The cousin,
Gino's,
The
the
guy, right?
cousin, the cousin.
yeah, the guy. Huh. So Gino's family is friends with his wife's boyfriend
That's so
and baby
bizarre.
daddy.
Well,
That's
That is the
weird.
most bizarre
Yeah, that
thing.
doesn't sound right.
That is
That sounds
really
like this.
bizarre.
All this shit was a setup from the start.
It does,
Yeah,
right? I feel the
I don't
same
think
way.
Jasmine and Gino
mhm.
ever were intimate, ever in on any country, neither in Panama, neither here. I think it was all fake from the beginning. It was too overacted and she's too over the top. And Gino with that dumb look on his face and that stupid hat. It was all fake. Fuck TLC.
Damn, JLP.
But that no, it's
Damn.
true. I mean, fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, shame on us. I mean, how
Yeah.
many scripted storylines of this woman are you gonna shove down our throat? Now she's at a fucking resort pretending to be working on a marriage. She got a whole nother man at home and she's pregnant and all that other shit. Come on, really? How much shit are they gonna
Yeah.
shovel down our throat? Now she's probably coming back on the single life with her baby in tow because it didn't work out. But then her new man is friends with her ex and his whole entire family. That doesn't even make fucking sense. It doesn't
It
make
really
sense.
doesn't. Like,
It
why?
wasn't a bad breakup.
Why would
Yeah,
they
and then
be friends with this
they're
guy?
going back and
That's
forth on TikTok. That's all a farce. I guarantee you, Gino has never fucked Jasmine ever. in no place, in no concept of time. That relationship was fake from the beginning. They just don't look like there's absolutely nothing about them that matches. And then she's too over the top in his behavior, and he don't want to touch her, and he's with them stupid look on his face all the time. Come on, this is bullshit. That's it. They've
Tell
already,
us how you really
yeah, they already
feel.
ran their course.
Damn.
Take them off the fucking screen already. How much more money can they make off TLC? She's having a
Should I
baby.
fuck with?
Yeah, she's having a baby.
Should
Move
I fuck
on.
with Jasmine? Should I fuck with Jasmine and follow Matt?
Yeah, follow everybody.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
well, if he
follow him
ever
and see what
block,
happens.
if
Okay,
he
I'm
You too,
gonna
blocks you, let us
see.
Shabooty.
know.
You too, Shabooty. Follow Matt.
No, he blocked me.
If he blocks me, I'll let you guys know. But I'm gonna follow him and see what happens. And if next time Jasmine is live, I'm gonna keep messing with her.
True.
I'm gonna be like, so what are you gonna name the baby? Is it Matt Jr. or Gino
Do,
Jr.?
do,
Or
well,
I'm gonna
if you want to get
post on there
blocked,
like,
say put in hashtag Team Shabooty.
or no, I'll put in, should I call the Maury Povich show because I know you don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I know you don't know.
uh,
She'll probably block me.
Yeah,
She'll probably block me though.
I'm not gonna
true.
block
You
you.
boys are naughty.
This is all entertainment, man. This is all entertainment.
Hmm.
They're not gonna block.
I love messing with people. That's like my favorite thing to do. I like messing with people.
Oh, and then
They got.
speaking of Jasmine, real quick, like there was a story like In Touch Weekly had it was about the Jasmine story, and then In Touch Weekly wrote about it. Then they put my name in there, and
Yep.
then they said my tea was inaccurate. And then I went
I
apeshit, and I went at the
Yeah.
author of the article, and then I went and checked the article like a few days later, and they like edited the article and they took out the word inaccurate. So my tea is now accurate according to In Touch Weekly. So thank
Oh.
so that's an update.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it might have had to do with you going ape shit on that one reporter.
Yeah.
Because I saw the
Hmm.
posts and you were like attacking her and telling her that her journalism was basically what falls out of like cattle's asses. So
I didn't use those words, but
so I
those are
think
good
it,
words. Yeah.
yeah, I think that had something to do
Mm.
with it. I Because she actually privated her our
She
Twitter after
did.
you
Really
Yeah.
quickly, I might
you went ape
add.
shit on her. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she so I think she realized that you have way more people behind you than she has behind her
Hmm.
cattle. That so I think that she was like, no, I'm not gonna go after this dude. It's not worth it. So she put it, but it's not. It's funny because she said that your tea was false and your tea is accurate. It just didn't go with the storyline of what TLC wants us to know right
Exactly.
Hmm.
now.
Yep.
But you can't call it a lie because
Yep.
it's not a lie. You just want us to know at this moment.
Basically, yeah, yeah. We basically summed it up. Yeah. So basically, I mean, I did tag her in a couple social media posts, and yeah.
Oh, so I don't know. Well, no, you didn't. Duh. So Matt's last post on January 18th is him driving this. I don't know what it is. It's like some old
Mm,
car. He's driving, and Jasmine is in the passenger
mm,
seat. But you can only see their legs and shoes and stuff in his hands.
yeah.
But it's clearly Jasmine in the car with
Yeah.
him. Actually, she took the video. Now that I'm looking at it, his hands are both right there. But yeah, that was on January 18th.
Hmm.
So it's funny because somebody sent me this video because they said that Jasmine posted it too, but I can't see her page. So she's basically, I told you though, she's not really denying Matt
Hmm.
anymore. Because I was watching the one live and she was like, I'm not in an abusive relationship. I've never been happier in my life. And I was like, well, that means that you're in a relationship with Matt because that statement says, I'm happy with Matt and he's not beating
Hmm.
me. So, because I was like,
What?
at first she was like
Let me make a point of
denying
that.
it, like, right, because I was like, you have to read between the lines with people. Because I was just like, okay, because she's like, I'm happier than I ever been. This person loves me and treats me well, and no one is hitting me. And I was like, so that means you're no longer denying his existence. You're now saying oh no, he exists, but he's not punching me in the
Hmm.
nose, basically. So she basically didn't. I don't know if she caught it, but I was like, you basically just said you're in a relationship with this dude because you want us to know that he's not hitting you. In order for him not to hit you means that you're in a relationship and you're happy. Because she's like, I've never been treated this well, and I was like, Okay, so you're admitting that this is a real relationship. That was the first time
Yeah.
you've done that.
Yeah, and I think George mentioned this the other week, but I think it bears re-mentioning. But apparently, because Gino had a birthday recently after the tell-all taping, and then at his birthday party, they had birthday cake, obviously. And then what I heard from George, and he could verify this, was that Jasmine went and grabbed a piece of Gino's birthday cake and handed it to Matt, which is very insulting to Gino.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
duh.
Matt
Yes.
what was Matt doing at Gino's birthday party?
No, it wasn't at the birthday party. It was at a filming of something.
Oh,
Okay.
so they all together then filming.
Yeah, so say for instance they were filming something and like a
Yeah,
reunion,
yeah.
and this person was there. You know,
Mhm.
this kind of happened with Ed and Liz and Jay. Jay showed up to the filming,
Oh,
and Jay was like, "Oh, look, I'm the new dude." So Jasmine say brings her new dude to the reunion, and it happens to be Gino's birthday, right?
okay.
So they bring a cake out for Gino,
Mhm.
and Jasmine goes and gets a piece of cake to give to her new baby daddy, which it's her
I
husband's
wonder how they're
cake.
gonna transition that story to us. Are they gonna bring it out to the last resort tell all? Like Jasmine is her let's bring out her new
Yeah,
boyfriend,
that's the last
Matt.
resort tell-all.
Yeah, they're gonna let's bring out her new boyfriend. And that's how they're gonna ease us into okay,
And then
Jasmine
it's
is
going to
not
be like, follow us on our already recorded
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, and then they're gonna I think they're gonna
Well,
make
there was a soft opening to him on
Hmm.
the last resort when she called
yeah,
them
that's
and they
here.
put his
And
picture on
then
the screen,
when she's
and then
showing the
she's gonna
girls like,
Yeah,
oh, I found
yeah,
somebody that's down with an open marriage, and she's
yeah.
showing the
yeah, and
girls.
then she calls him on
And he's not wearing a
FaceTime, and then
shirt.
he's not wearing a shirt. They've been
He is
soft
soft
Yeah,
launching him.
opening him,
soft launching him.
yeah, this
Yeah,
whole time, and then he's gonna show up in person at this reunion,
yeah, yeah. That's
and
what I
you
was
know that's
thinking.
when she's.
He's coming to the
But you have to
reunion.
remember this reunion was taped 3 weeks ago, so Jasmine's super pregnant, so she would have had to announce who who it was at some point. So why not do it in person if you're gonna film with this person?
Hmm.
You know.
Like,
Oh, and Gino, I just wanted to. I'm sorry, Shabooty, I had to bring up on this video where he's driving this classic car. Somebody commented on it and said, "Hey, I love this car. Is it yours?" And he replied, "No, it's my buddy's."
okay.
So this is interesting because remember
Hmm.
you said that he's always probably driving other people's cars because he's a
Hmm.
mechanic. That's exactly what happened in this post. He's in a car, he's driving. It's a really cool antique looking car, and somebody was like, "Hey, whose car is this? I really like it. Is it a 1300?" And he's like, "No, it's my
Yeah.
buddy's." And he said a Catalan, whatever a Catalan is. But basically, I think you're right. When he fixes people's cars, he drives
No,
them
no,
around.
100%. And again, I'm not trying to shit on Matt. That's just literally from my experience of like a
Huh?
family member who's a mechanic who has a poppin' ass
Who
Instagram where
did
he
it?
has like orange Corvettes and shit like that, and like crazy ass cars. And then it's really just his customers' cars that he's working on, but then he puts it on his Instagram.
All right, guys, listen. I'm gonna leave a little early today. Mr. JLP requires my undivided attention right now.
True.
So I gotta go tend to my number one.
Thank you for joining us, JLP.
Thank
Thank you for the
you.
laughs. Thank you for the laughs, guys. It was awesome. See you next week.
Thank
See you
you.
next week.
All right, bye-bye.
See you next
Bye.
week.
Sure. All right, let's go through. All right, let's see what topics we missed off our list. Oh, so like I know that family met Lauren, but then they stopped and talked. I couldn't tell if it was like a random meetup, but it probably wasn't. They stopped and talked for 2 hours in Vegas. And normally I would make fun of that, but then again, we had Lauren on our podcast for over an hour, so I guess I can't goof on a random family meeting Lauren and stopping and talking for 2 hours. What do you think?
What did
I
they
I
talk
know.
about
I'm
for
like,
2 hours?
what?
Mhm.
Like I
What, the different ways
okay,
to
I
piss in
can't
your
even have a
mouth?
conversation.
I mean,
I'm trying to like. There could be people that I'm like family with or grew up with. I don't think I can tolerate them in my presence for 2 hours. So I'm trying to understand like,
let alone
what do
two
you
fucking
do for
minutes.
2 hours?
Mhm. It
Right.
almost looked
So
like they
like,
were sitting in like a food court, and there was like a whole family sitting with
I
them
I,
talking.
I looked at the picture, and I was trying to dissect where in Vegas that was too, because it looked like it was like one of the outside one of those casinos.
Hmm. And then
Who brings their kids to Vegas? That's weird,
Like
right?
everyone, dude. How many times I've seen children in literally in a casino? Like I've seen so many
Stop it.
5-year-olds like in a casino.
Children are allowed
No,
in
they're not
casinos?
allowed on the gambling floor. But I've seen that like they'll leave their kids there. Literally, I remember. Yeah, they just do that. I mean, it's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
And then
That's
oh, and then like I was DMing with Lauren the other day, and I was like to try to get him on the podcast again. And apparently, I don't know what the whole deal is with his NDAs and stuff, but with his season ending, they still aren't going to allow him to do like interviews, which a podcast is considered an interview. The only thing he's able to do is if I pre-write questions for him, like a series of
Yeah.
questions, he could answer the questions in advance.
that's the best
Well,
we
then
can
what
Yeah.
get.
about his stuff that he does? I mean, he hosts his own stuff when he goes live.
Mhm.
So what about that? Does that not?
That's a good question. Yeah. So if I join his live and ask him questions, does that count as an interview?
I'm just
I don't know.
confused as how he's able to
Hmm.
do that, but he can't go on a podcast.
No, that's a good point because he goes on TikTok live and fans just ask him questions for like
Yeah, and he answers, so it's
forever.
not like, you know,
Mhm. No, that's a good point. I'll have to investigate.
investigate it with your life.
True. So am I making you say true now, Coco?
You do not, do you understand what happened? I was talking I was like I was in a Zoom and all of a sudden someone asked me a question. I was like, true. And I'm like, son of a bitch. It's like
We're rubbing.
I've been doing that like when people like come up to me and talk to me or whatever, like if I see neighbors or whatever, I'm like, yeah, true, true. And they're just like look at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I've never talked like that. So I
You're s-
just thank you. I am I've picked up one of your Shabooty mannerisms.
you're saying true, but hopefully George and I won't be gargling piss anytime soon.
True.
Oh, we won't. I mean, you know what? I can't speak for you, but I won't. I can't speak
No,
Wow.
for you.
no,
I don't know.
I'm a prude like you.
No, listen, I was really
Anyway.
wild in my 20s.
Mhm.
Wild is gargling piss.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like I had a hoe phase in my
There's
early
hoe phase,
20s.
and then there's waterboard me with urine phase.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like
Give
that's a
me your
little
piss,
different, you
daddy.
know?
Yeah.
That's a little more of a hoe
Mhm.
phase
Oh.
when you're just like when you're telling people to piss in
I
your
I
mouth.
I
That's
mean,
a
I
little
Yeah.
it's not
more
I'm
than
not really hopeless if you're in a relationship and you ask for it.
that's like Pornhub
Mhm. That's like red tubi.
activities.
Actually, it's more like
Yeah, like
XXNX, but whatever.
So
so does it bother you that you and Jasmine are both into people
No, I just
pissing or wait, she pisses on
yeah,
mhm.
people.
okay, and I've done
You
that
want to be
too.
pissed on. What?
Yeah. I mean, it's called water sports for a reason. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, but water number 2 is not water.
Number one.
Now that's
I
that's
think
a whole nother
you
thing.
know, I have a little bit of a kinky side. I will admit, you know.
You think
Little.
A
little
tiny bit.
like
Well, I'm not
okay.
saying I want to be like, you know, like spanked till like I mean, there are people that want to be spanked till they're completely like bloodied up. Like that's not me. Like I'm not into BDSM. You
Mhm.
know, but like, you know, if you want a little like, you know, piss play, that's fine. It's not like I'm into like scat play.
And I heard there's a lot of people, not a lot. I've heard of some people that like they'll have a person somebody will be under a glass table and then
Oh
another
my
person will
god.
be on on top of,
I know
on
where this
top
is
of a
going.
on top of a glass table and they shit on
Well,
top of the
I'm
glass
glad that
table
you
while
do.
you're under the glass table. I don't know. I've heard people do that.
I'm glad that you knew where it was going because I didn't know. I had no idea.
Is that a thing, Coco?
I mean, there's many a things, Shabooty. There are
Yeah.
so many things that, like, I mean, you know,
Mm,
yeah, sure. I like I said, I'm not into scat play, but like, you know, a little piss
yeah.
here and there,
Yeah. That's one way to
it's fine.
shine
Is it well? Can I ask? Is it because the guys your age usually have like urine
The
incontinence.
leaks? So it
fuck?
wasn't like. So wait,
What?
was it not intentional because they just start peeing
No, it
anytime
was
because
totally
when you're really old
intentional.
you just start.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Because the older people, they have like
Yeah,
Well,
bladder
I have
incontinence.
fucking
issues.
bladder issues. I have to pee every fucking 5 seconds.
No, not that's not the same thing. I mean like
Oh yeah,
incontinence.
Mhm.
no.
Like they just be pissing and don't even know they're pissing.
Okay, well, I'm not with people that have Alzheimer's. Okay.
Well, I was just wondering, like, if y'all were just like chilling and then he just started peeing and didn't know,
Like
and then you
Like,
were
what?
like,
get it
"Ooh,
in my
this is
mouth.
cool."
Oh
I'm just wondering.
my fucking god. Oh my
I mean,
god.
I was
No,
giving you the
okay,
benefit
just
of a
because I
doubt that
had someone pee on me like a few times does not mean
a few
100%.
times.
If
So
somebody
you
listens to the
didn't.
replay, I just did the raptor laugh. It's a very infamous Shabooty laugh. It's called the raptor laugh. Anyway, it's
Yeah, okay, anyway, so Bridget likes
involuntary.
I like golden showers, leave me alone. Go away.
Yeah,
Shoo shoo. Shoo.
I mean, I was just wondering because I was like, maybe you got into it by
it's
accident.
like
Like
drip.
maybe
It
Like,
was
y'all were
like
how would
like
that
dripping
be
down
even
his
an
leg.
yeah,
accident? Like what? Like I'm going down some guy and all of a sudden he pisses
like
on me. Like, oh
and
sorry.
yeah, because he couldn't like it was an uncontrolled reaction because he has like incontinence, so he
Hey,
didn't
when
mean
I
to
hear
pee
incontinence, I
on
mean
you.
someone shitting their pants, not peeing.
Okay, but I mean the urine one.
I mean,
I don't know
sure.
the right word. I don't know. But
This has been a
okay, so
very,
you
very enlightening conversation, I got to tell you.
for both of us, because I didn't know that you wanted people to pee in your
I
mouth.
didn't say I want
And so yeah,
people to pee in my mouth. I didn't say people.
this has been very enlightening. Okay, let's play a game. Of all the guys in the 90-day universe, who would you want to pee in your mouth?
Oh my god. I know, hold on. I just don't find any of them attractive, so it's really hard for me to say.
Okay, let's give you some guys. So let's say Big Ed, Biniam, Gino, or let's throw in Matt since the new guy is Matt.
I
He's
say
knocked up Jasmine.
Gino.
Let's throw
Why
Matt in
not?
there. So you would want Gino to pee in your
I
mouth.
mean, if you're giving me a like, you know, a selection.
Keep in mind that he would be butt naked with a hat on. Does that change anything?
Honestly, I have no clue. I honestly don't know at this point.
Is he old enough for you? I feel like Gino's not old enough for you.
He looks
He
young
can
for
still
his
walk on his
age, by
own.
the way.
He he can still walk on his own. Does that turn you off because he looks
Yeah,
young? Oh, so you're like the opposite of Jeffrey
exactly.
Epstein.
Like I
It
want
turns
them
you
to be
off.
like saggy. I want them to be wrinkled, weathered. Like, I don't know. I find that very sexy. I know I'm a really fucked up person. I'm in therapy right now, okay? I understand this, okay? Yes, I have severe
I mean,
grandfather issues, but you know what? I'm
it
okay with
doesn't
that.
it doesn't it doesn't hurt anyone. Y'all are all of
Well,
legal
exactly.
age,
That's what I'm
especially them.
fucking saying.
So it doesn't hurt anyone. You're not doing anything that I think is detrimental to society.
No.
I think grandpas need loving too,
Yeah,
right?
I
You
just want to
know?
be their good girl.
I don't know how good you are though. If they're peeing in your mouth.
Well, then
I
I've been
think you
very
would land
good.
under bad. I think you would land
Well,
under
no, if
bad
that's the case,
girl
I've been very good.
Mm.
or naughty girl. No, naughty. If there's a naughty and nice
Uh-oh.
list, you're on the naughty
Like
Uh-oh.
list.
Gina says, Coco, you should already know what incontinence is, considering most of the men use depends that you're attracted to.
Oh, Gina.
Whoa.
I mean, no, they actually don't. I
Wait, do you know of men that wear
no.
Depends? Oh, so that's not a
No, I
thing.
don't no.
Oh, okay.
But like when I say
That's
like the
good.
guys that I used to date, they were like much older, obviously, like, 70s, whatever. But they were very active. Like it wasn't like that. They weren't like the typical
Okay,
70-year-old. They were like the active tennis
I
player,
have a
like runner,
question.
athletic.
I have a
Uh-oh.
question. So when I was younger, I used to go to my church. We had a singing group, and we would go to our nursing homes and sing to them.
Okay.
Whatever. I know you
What
would
the
love that,
fuck? Where is this
but
going?
when we would go to the nursing home, it smelled really odd. So my question for you is, do old people smell weird to you? Like, do you know what I'm
Like
talking about?
mothballs.
Like, do you think Yes. Do you get a weird smell when you're like down there in the area?
No.
Does it
Mhm.
smell? Does it smell
No.
weird?
Oh, by the way, I figured out who Coco's dream guy is. Jack LaLanne.
Oh my god, I had the biggest crush on him. I
You know who
swear
that
to
is, George?
God,
Wait, I
I
don't
had
know
Hold
the
who
on,
that
I'm
biggest
gonna
is.
crush on that
screenshot.
man.
Hold on, I'm gonna screenshot and put it in the chat for
Oh my
George.
god, he's
Oh,
the most
he's
adorable. He's so cute. So
He's
cute.
like this
Oh my
old
god.
fitness guy.
Oh my god, I bought his juicer.
Well, he makes you juice,
oh
but
wow,
yeah.
he was 96 when
I
he
know, isn't
died,
that
Coco. I
hot?
know you like that. 100 years old. Can you
Oh my god, it's my
imagine?
dream.
He could tell you about times when there was no color TV and he didn't have a car
George,
because
stop
they
it. You're
had
getting me
crank cars
wet.
that you had to crank.
Stop it. A girl can only get
The
so
stories
wet.
that man could have told you. He was born in 1914, Coco. Can you
I just
imagine?
came.
He knew Jesus.
I
He knew
just
Jesus and
George,
Moses.
I just fucking came in my pants. I'm sorry. Okay? Fuck.
He doesn't look old in
No,
these
But he
but
was
that's
like
what
pictures.
I
very
say.
fit.
He was a really good looking guy.
Yeah, these pictures, because it said that he died in 2011 at 96. I don't see a 96-year-old in any of these
But I'm gonna
pictures.
Google something later.
He looks at least
I
75, but he
know.
don't
That's
look
what I'm
96.
saying. Like, I mean, I know
Mm.
people think like, oh, she goes with like really old, like but the guys that I go with are athletic. They don't look their age.
So they can walk without the assistance
I've
of a
never
walker.
dated a man with a walker.
Oh my God, you're right. He does have a power
I don't. What
juicer.
Mm.
the fuck did you think I was? Oh my god.
It's called the Power Juicer by
And I
Jack
love that
Mm.
thing
LaLanne.
lasted me like
They
10
sell it on
fucking
Amazon. They still
yeah,
sell
it
it.
lasted me like 10 fucking years.
It's
Yeah.
$179.99. That seems high. Maybe because it's old. I don't know, because that seems
Yeah.
high.
Oh, he was
Mm.
so cute.
You would definitely let him urinate all
Oh
over
my
you.
god, all over me.
It would look like
Jeez.
you let.
What?
There's this like Andrew Dice Clay, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this isn't a urine joke, but it's like a cum joke. But he's like, "I'll blow my load until it look like your teeth are melting."
My god.
Oh,
Jesus
I'm
jeez.
like,
Christ.
wow,
That
this
was a bit
podcast is taking a
vulgar.
Oh
wrong
my god,
turn.
they're gonna be like, Shabooty co-host enjoys drinking pee. Great.
um, okay, new subject. Will you be disappointed if Carlos, aka Lauren's new ex-wife, is not going to be on the tell-all?
Yes, but
Yes.
I know that he's not.
Oh, you know that he's not.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've asked
mhm.
around and I heard that it was no, he's
I
not going
feel
to
like
be
that's a
there.
fumble.
They're not even going to bring it up, which I thought was
You
pretty
think they knew
shitty,
about
but
it or
whatever.
what?
Oh, I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. I think that they might be filming something new with him and it won't be pertinent to the new storyline, so they're not going to touch it.
Mhm.
I think they knew though.
I feel like they fucked up. They should have got Carlos on there.
Well, when I saw Esther, I was like, that means that Carlos probably is not going to be there. Because remember, I told you everybody gets with that one or two main
Mhm.
people that they get to bring on to defend them. So when I saw Esther, I was just like, no, wait, yeah, it was
Yeah,
Esther,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that was. I was like, that's not a good sign because they usually don't fly more than one person out unless they're a
Mhm.
couple, to defend you or whatever.
True, and then the others. I know Joby was seen at a. It's not really exciting tea or anything, but he's seen at the Virgin Hotel in like New Orleans. And then I think a bucket list item would be one of our listeners to go up to a 90 Day Fiance fan and say, "Hey, do you listen to 90 Day Fiance Fridays podcast?" Wouldn't that be a cool thing?
Yes, I would do that.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
there's let's put a bounty out there to our listeners. If you see a 90 Day person, ask them or tell them about our podcast. Say, "Hey, y'all got to listen to 90 Day Fiance Fridays," and obviously take a photo and send it to us.
Yeah, I think we should maybe get something
Mm.
made, like maybe some shirts or
Yes.
some
Team
mugs,
Yeah.
Coco.
and then when um listeners do like when they recruit people and they get pictures or they bring us tea, then you might get some merch
Mm.
True.
from us or something. Like, I think we should work on
Hmm.
that. And then for Patron, maybe we could have some contests where
Patreon.
people can get
Patreon. Oh
Patreon.
my god.
Patreon. Yeah, we can get like contests for mugs and shirts, and because I have my own personal merch for my own podcast that I got
Hmm.
made. And I get so many requests from people. Like, I got like jerseys made that I wear when I film. They're like, let's say George Massey show on them and stuff, and my Instagram tag. And I get so many, like, can I buy that? How much would that be? Why isn't it on your website? And I never actually sold any.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It might be a cool thing. We can get some 90 Day Fiance Fridays shirts or something made. Not saying that we would sell it, but like if listeners like get us some good hot piping tea, or they see something out in the world and they send it to us, maybe you might get a shirt.
True. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know. I know because remember when I posted that Jasmine photo and I put like at Shabooty.com on top of the Jasmine sweatshirt, people were like, "Oh, if there was a Shabooty sweatshirt, I'll get that shit." And then I was like, "Yeah, we got to get that, and we got to get some 90 Day Fiance Fridays gear." So,
Yeah, I think it's a
I
good
think it'd be
yeah,
idea.
fun.
Yeah. And for Coco's merch though,
it,
it
Mm-hmm.
has to
Oh
say
god.
and
saggy balls
it
on
has to
it
be
though.
yellow so it doesn't get stained with piss.
Oh
It
god.
matches. It like blends in.
So, and then when we do our live shows one
Hmm.
day, like where we live tape it, we can all wear, like, Coco
I'll
can
wear
wear
it.
her specific merch, and I'll wear mine, and so yeah, it'll be a
I'll
thing,
do it.
guys.
Yeah.
Like, and our catch, we'll have our catchphrase on the shirt. So like whatever we say the
True.
most,
True.
it'll have, like, yeah, obviously yours will say true. And so, and yeah, and then maybe we can get a t-shirt cannon and we can shoot shirts at people. That would be fun. I've always wanted to
I've
do
always
that.
wanted to do that too.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a dream ride. Just to just shoot shirts at people and they be all happy. Like when I go to NBA games and they like throw shirts, even though it's like a cheap like shirt from a sponsor that I'll never wear, I will fight to the death to get that
Yeah.
shirt. Right? Like when it comes towards me and someone jumps too high to get it, and I'm like, oh no, motherfucker. I'm getting that shirt. I'm
Mhm.
never gonna wear it, but I just have to have it. So I feel like it'll be adrenaline rush to actually launching those shirts to people.
Yeah, no, long as we're not flying on American Airlines, yeah, we'll be good.
Yeah.
Wait, so is that like a
Yeah.
thing? Because I heard some people say that they had an American Airlines flight and they canceled it and rebooked
Yeah.
somewhere else. So is that what we're
I
doing
heard
now?
that too.
Because, oh wait, but do we think
N-
that it was the pilot's
No,
fault
I think
or
it's
the
probably the
helicopter's
helicopter's
fault?
fault.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. Because when I watched the video, it kind of looked like the helicopter flew directly into the plane, like it flew
Yeah,
at
it's a
it.
I think it was a helicopter.
Like, yeah, because the plane was actually going like 3 times faster than the helicopter. 'Cause I watched the video, and I know upon landing, I think you have to be going 100 and what 71 miles an hour at landing. That's the slowest you can go without falling out of the sky. So the plane's going 171 miles an hour. The helicopter flew directly at it, and what was weird, the front, the helicopter has like a windshield, like a window. It was flat. There was so much time between it flying directly at the plane, it didn't go up or down. That was like, where was the helicopter person like incapacitated? Were they like unconscious? Like, how could you see that you're flying at something and not
Mm,
try to move? Like, that's like if you're driving a
mm,
car and you see that you're headed directly and you're about to T-bone something, you would either swerve, you would hit the brakes, you wouldn't just go at full speed and T-bone whatever is in front of you. Like, would you? I wouldn't.
this is a whole nother topic.
Yeah, it was. I'm
Mm,
confused, but I am definitely scared to fly at this moment. I don't want to get on anybody's airplane right now. I need a little time to process. Like, I don't want to get on anyone's airplane
yeah,
right now.
I'm gonna need Coco to hold my hand for comfort, but
Yeah,
mm,
y'all know I travel all the time. I travel literally constantly. I don't have anything on the books. Actually, I was supposed to go to Vegas in February. I'm not. I don't think I'm going to do it now. I'm not
yeah.
comfortable, and it's funny because I fly that airline all the time too. So that also bothered me a lot. I literally fly it
Mm.
all the time. So.
True. And then just going through my topics, did you see? I'm not saying this was like the funniest thing in the world, but did you see the when I got AI to roast Stacy Silva?
Oh yeah, from that picture of them being hypnotized, that was hilarious. I think you should probably
Yeah, I
read
think
those.
those were kind of funny. The funny part too was like initially when I try to get it to roast it. I think I said like I upload the photo and I said, "Can you write like an insulting caption?" And then I forget what it said, but it was like, "No, I can write you a positive caption because that's blah blah blah." So then I forget what I did to like trick it into like writing negative captions, but I got it to write negative shit.
Well, it's AI, isn't it supposed to do what
Mhm,
you ask it
mhm.
to? This is the reason why everyone is so scared of AI and robots, because it's already telling us what it won't
Mhm.
do. And I think that's what people are worried about. Like, it's AI. It's supposed to, if you tell a robot to do something, it should do exactly what you say because it's a fucking robot. Why is it arguing with you? So I was like, see, this is the problem. This is why people don't like
True,
AI.
and yeah, this is the photo of it's from the Last Resort where like they're doing the hypnosis segment, and she's like passed out, fake passed out.
Yeah, and it's funny because the shape of her head versus the shape of her body, it almost looks like the picture is
Hmm.
altered because her head is like 3 times
And
bigger
she has
than
no
her
neck.
body. Based Yeah, based on the angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then these were the
Yeah, and this is
captions
it's
from
on my
that.
Instagram if you missed it at Shabooty.com. So then I think I like the last caption the best, but I'll just read real quick. So I got the AI to roast Silva from the photo. So it says, "You look like a rich auntie who just found out her vacation home doesn't have Wi-Fi. That hoodie and leggings combo says cozy, but that facial expression says contemplating all my life decisions. The chair
Oh
looks
my
like it's
god.
moments away from filling a workers' comp claim, and honestly, I don't blame it. You're giving quote Botox Cinderella after the ball, and I respect the commitment."
Oh my god.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, they were really
Yeah.
good, right? Like, I
Uh,
feel like AI could be a stand-up
yeah.
comedian.
And then okay, and then the other one, which was pretty good. Not I think the one I just read is my favorite, but this one was pretty good. This one said, "You look like you set out to relax, but ended up in an accidental photo shoot for quote exhausted elegance monthly. That chair is barely holding on, like it's contemplating its life choices. And those lips, they look like they just finished negotiating a peace treaty with your face. You're out here serving luxury meets lunchtime nap, and honestly, it's a vibe."
Oh my fucking god.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, they're actually really
That's
good.
really
So
fucking
wait,
good.
which AI did you use? Was it
It was
Instagram
a
or Twitter?
chat GPT.
Of course, it's Chappy. That's the
Oh,
best one.
ChatGPT. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And there's a Chinese one too, which I got to describe myself with. That's another that wasn't on my topics list. But yeah.
Ah,
And then what else? Oh, and then I did a meme, which was like a DEI meme, which I had Danielle, Elizabeth, aka Libby, and Isabel. So are we all in agreement that they're all trash, or do you like one of those three?
I don't like any of
Wait,
them.
Danielle, aka Meatball,
Danielle,
Libby, aka Elizabeth,
Libby.
and then Isabel, aka Gabe's ex.
I like
But I
Isabel.
thought she did Gabe dirty.
I don't
Oh,
like Gabe.
really?
Isabel, yeah, I'm cool with Isabel. We've been cool for years. So like, I
What's
don't
wrong
like
with
Gabe though.
Gabe?
Gabe, I'm
Convince
not a
me.
fan. I'm not a
Hmm.
fan. I just feel like he's a victim in the situation, but he's really
Hmm.
not. He moved over there knowing that he didn't speak the language, and he tried to run a business in a country where he didn't understand the culture, he didn't understand the currency, he didn't understand how things worked, and he blamed everything on her. And I just feel like it's your decisions got you into that place where you're bankrupt with no money because your business wasn't sustainable where you moved it to. She didn't force him to do
Hmm.
anything. She didn't force him to move there. She didn't force him to bring his business there. Like, I I'm team Isabel on that. I always have been, and I've never really been a Gabe fan. I just felt like he's always
Hmm.
inserting himself in the victim area of the story, and I don't really feel like he's a full victim in that situation.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah, Gabe has done so many like live streams where he's the victim, where it must have worked because I was like, I was buying what he was selling, basically. Not, you know what I mean? Like I was buying what
I
he's
mean,
saying.
you're allowed to be team Gabe,
But I'm
whatever.
not.
I
No,
just
I'm not like strong. I wouldn't. I don't really give a fuck either way. I'm not like Team Gabe, but I was more so Team Gabe than Isabel. But if you're Team Isabel, then I would be
well,
happily change my team.
yeah, I'm team Isabel, and also on a pettier note, when his season aired, everybody on the season we followed each
Hmm.
other, and he never followed me
Mm.
back. And it's funny because I was very positive about him when his season was on, because he was the first trans um cast member, and I was very vocal on how I thought it was great that he was on the show, and the representation was there, and I was positive on their relationship. And just on a petty note, he followed my co-host and all of my friends, and
Wait, so this is
then he came to
Carlos.
Orlando.
No,
Wait, what? No,
Gabe.
my
Oh,
co-host.
Gabe. Okay.
Yeah, Gabe. And he came to
Oh
Orlando,
yeah, he was with like
and
Danielle and Jennifer.
yes. And there was issues there too, but I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I'm not a Gabe fan.
Okay, well,
So
I
yeah.
respect you enough. Well, where I respect you enough to wear that makes me less of a Gabe fan. No.
No,
No, I don't give. I
nobody
trust me.
needs.
If I
I'm
were to
trying to
Gabe,
figure out who the fuck this guy is because I do not remember him at
the
all.
trans guy that was selling like underwear with like cocks in it. Okay.
Well, that's accurate though. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his picture and I
Um,
still don't fucking recognize him.
he's also on Pillow Talk with his
Okay.
sister.
Monica.
Um, Monica, yeah, she's
Mm.
hot. But they're from Florida too, by the way. But yeah, I'm just not a fan. And it wasn't because of the petty thing. You don't have to follow me or whatever. But
Okay, guys, so
he
check out
would
this.
say things.
She must have
Wait,
watched a
what?
video or something. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like he would say things to people that I knew about me, and there's just a whole
Mhm.
thing. I don't want to get into it, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
not
we're
a
not.
fan.
We're Team Isabel now. So.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I love Isabel. She's great. I think that she's a very sweet person, and he said a lot of stuff about her that's not true.
Mhm.
So it is
And
what
then
it
did you
is.
see? I'm not saying it's necessarily a new photo. I don't know when it's from, but did you see the photo where Patrick and John were dressed up as Gino and Jasmine?
Yes, I did. It was hilarious. It was really good. The last one that was that good was when Jovi and Yara did Shekinah and
Hmm.
Sarper. It was really good. Yeah, I miss that stuff. I miss when people were doing
Hmm.
these parody dress up in videos and stuff. Like, yeah, it
Hmm.
was good. Yeah, like I said, the Jovi and Yara when they did Sarper and Shekinah was the funniest thing. I reposted it like 100 times. It was hilarious. If y'all haven't seen it, it's hilarious.
True. Yeah. Would you watch a pill? Maybe it will get tiring, but would you watch like a pillow talk with them in character?
Yes,
Assuming they could do a good
I
impression. Yeah, I feel like that'd be funny.
yeah, I would watch it
It
absolutely.
would be funny if
I
like it would probably be overkill, but it would be funny if like several cast members were just like imitating Jasmine. I don't know. I would find that funny.
Well, yeah, I would watch cast members, like, what the girl Reality
Yeah.
Roxy
Oh
does where
yeah.
she
Yeah.
recreates. I would watch cast members recreate other cast member scenes and
Mm.
impersonate them. Like I'm easily entertained though, but like I would love to see like people recreate these iconic cast
Mm.
scenes, like kind of like how Jovi and Yara did. Like I would watch a whole like video of that. I have no issue. It's hilarious to me.
True. So this brings us. Oh, I haven't read comments yet. Do you want me to do that?
I
Oh,
love
wait,
comments.
should we go to Patron first?
Um,
Wait, Patreon,
I
Patreon.
think. Let me see. It was fairly quiet. I know Jenny, aka Pineapple Girl, the main only comment on Patreon, and feel free to like subscribe to us. Her main comment was she loved she said, "Hey, that's my line." Or she loved the "I don't negotiate with terrorists" line. So that's a classic from Night. And then
Yes.
So when we get the shirts made, you're gonna have to put on the back of your shirt, "I don't negotiate with terrorists."
I guess, yeah, true. And then I think she was talking about it. What is it like? How do you pronounce her name? Like not Lydia, but the one that was beefing with
Le-
Scott.
oh,
Leda.
Leda,
Yeah, Leda.
Leda,
She was
Leda.
saying this is Jenny talking about Leda. It was like she's supposedly 6 months pregnant, and she told Eric that if he didn't let her hit the puppy with a laptop, she'd kill herself. And let me just add allegedly because I don't know the story.
Yeah, that's true. That was in there too.
Mhm.
You're right. I remember reading that. I don't remember her being pregnant.
Mhm.
That's oh no, I do remember that because she thought that when the police were arresting her that she was like, "Oh no, I'm pregnant. You can't arrest me." I think she thought that being pregnant got her like a get out of jail free card. Yeah, that is accurate. Yeah, and the police were like, "Cool, put your hands behind your
Mhm.
back." Like cool. Congratulations. Now put your hands behind your back. Like we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
True. All right. Well, let me go through comments while we're winding down. Um, let's see. Let me just go through real quick. Gina says to Coco, "I'll have a T-shirt made with your catchphrase when I go to Vegas in July."
Yes.
But what's Coco's catchphrase other than "piss in my mouth"?
I feel like that's the best one
Oh wait, how about
because
this?
I feel like
I'm with Mrs. McGarry.
Or how
Also known as
about
Mrs. Leah McGarry.
"I'm here for the senior citizens discount"?
I mean, that's who.
True.
I'll come up with a phrase, okay, guys? I promise
Mm.
that's my homework.
And I know Riley's listening to us, and his quote is, "Let me see those things, Coco."
oh yeah, that's definitely Riley's catchphrase.
Did you, Coco?
We would have to have Riley at one of the
Oh
live
my
shows. I
god,
feel
that'd be
like Riley is
amazing.
hilarious.
That'd
Mm.
be so much fun.
Right? He's so funny. I would love to have
Did
him
you
here.
like?
Yes.
I don't know, Coco, if you heard there was an episode with Riley where I took his audio drop and I put it to the beginning of the show where
Uh-huh.
he's like, I took the audio drop they recorded, I put it in the front of the show where he said like, "Let me see those things, Coco," or something. I don't know if you heard that, but you should go back and listen to that episode. Anyway,
I will. I'm just looking at the comments now, Jack
mhm,
LaLanne.
yeah.
Mm.
And then I guess I don't really want to promote her too much because she don't really fuck with me. But I guess Sophie's going to be in Toronto soon and she's promoting her appearance. But I don't want to give her free promo.
I can't stand
Yeah.
her. She is such a grifter. I can't
Hmm.
stand her.
Sophie?
She makes me she makes me sick. Like, you know
Wait, but
how
why?
like I can't stand her. I just
Okay.
can't. I hate her. She's a whiny, complaining victim. I just can't. I can't. Like every time she opens her mouth, she's like, "Oh, Rob is mean to me, and he talks to girls on his phone." I'm like, "Well, divorce him then, bitch. Like, why you still with them? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Leave.
Mm.
What? Nobody wants to watch you not love Rob. Go home and take your broke mama with you. God."
Mm. I think she's one of those accounts like posted a video of her where she was talking about, I guess like, I think Yara like talked bad about her in an interview. And then Sophie was like talking about it in a video. But like, I literally couldn't get through the interview. I'm not interview. I couldn't get through the video of Sophie talking about it because I just like zone out when she talks.
Oh my God, I love Yara
Mm.
for that. I didn't know about that, but
But
that
I love
I have to go
Yara,
find it.
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah.
Yeah,
She's
me
fucking
too.
funny.
Yara's great.
Hmm.
Sophie, okay, so I think I said the other day because somebody was like, "Oh," because I said I didn't like it. They're like, "Oh, you wouldn't hit that," and I was like, "I would rather cut off my finger, fry it, and eat it
Damn,
than touch
George.
that bitch." Like I can't stand that girl. She makes me ill. She makes me want to throw up. The sight of her and her cheap ass wig makes me want to throw up. I can't stand her.
I mean,
True.
So if we never
valid.
see her again on the show, that's fine. Like she can go back to where she came from. Like for real. Like bye.
Hmm.
Bye, Sophie. I can't stand her.
Bye, Felicia.
She blocked me
Did
on
she
Instagram, by the
Oh,
really?
way.
yeah, well, I'm blocked too.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay,
I
cool.
had a podcast that I did where I was talking about her. And oh, actually, because I found out from Rob that Sophie, when she came to California, she made it seem like she couldn't live in his apartment. And then I found out that she had came to California a year prior and stayed in the apartment for 4 months. And then I was like, "Oh, so you waited till you got on TV to make it seem like this man was living in squander when you lived in squander with him for 4 months and didn't complain." And I was like, "So yeah, I didn't like that because I was like, you brought him on TV and you wanted to make it seem like he was a piece of shit, but he wasn't a piece of shit last year when your grifting ass didn't have anywhere to go. But now that you're on TV and you think you're better than him, you're gonna say he's a piece of shit. I didn't like that."
Hmm. Yeah, like she has me blocked on Instagram, but then apparently she has a Twitter account and she blocked me on Twitter, but I've never interacted with her on Twitter. So
Oh, she's on
she's another one of those
Twitter.
people that went
Oh,
out
she.
of her way to look me up on Twitter just to block me, even though I've never interacted with her on Twitter.
Why do people hate that?
Like
Jesus
These
Christ,
people are like
Shabooty.
yeah, they
stalking
like look me
you.
up. I've never tweeted at her, but she looked me up on Twitter and blocked me.
You you get underneath these people's skin to where they stalk
Mhm.
you to block you. They
Yeah,
don't
they don't
even
even
know where
wait
to
for me to
find
like
you, but
troll
they.
them on Twitter. They just block it.
Yeah, that's funny because I don't know if her account has me blocked because I tweet mean stuff about her
Mhm.
all the time. So I didn't know she was on Twitter, so I'm assuming I'm already blocked.
Yeah, it
So
must be the welcome packet on orientation day. Yeah, step one: block Shabooty on all his accounts.
Seriously though, I mean,
And here's your TLC pillow and mug and block Shabooty.
oh my god, that's so funny because it's probably true. You know what's funny? Okay, so I remember when Emily and Kobe's season was about to come on, Emily messaged me and was like, "Hey," she's like, and I didn't know who she was because her season didn't air yet. And she's like, "Hey, some people told me to follow you. They were like, because you're like the new cast member orientation person. Like, because she was like, everyone said, oh, if you've never been on the show, follow George Massey. He'll tell you, like, what to expect, what he's like, where to find the tea and the podcast, the drama, whatever. And I thought that was funny. And I was like, well, who told you that? And she was just like, oh, everyone. And she was like, yeah, it's something that goes around. And all the people from her season said the
oh
same
my
thing.
God.
And I don't know specifically who told them, but somebody told me that it was someone in production. But I don't know who they're talking about. But they all told me the same thing because they were like, oh yeah, they said don't follow this person, but you should follow this person. And the person they said not to follow, their last name starts with bait or rhymes with
Hmm.
Bates.
Oh,
They were telling people not to follow that person, but they were telling people to follow me, which I just thought was funny. And well, I talked to her for throughout her whole season. We talked all the time, and Kobe too. But it's just funny though because I think you're in orientation. You're the person that they're telling people to block, and I'm the person that they're telling people to follow, which I think is really
uh-oh.
hilarious.
Well, like Riley just left a comment, but Riley left a comment says that's kind of true because I was told that I should blog. I don't know if he meant well. He said I was told that I should blog him, but did he mean block? Maybe we should get him to talk.
Wait, the one that
No,
starts with
no.
that rhymes with
Well, no, but I
Bates?
don't know if he had a typo because he said in Riley's comment says that's kind of true because I was told that I should blog him, but I don't know if he meant block him or blog him. So,
Oh yeah, Riley, retype your comment at least so we know what's going on. Oh, Patty, yes, the one from Margate. That
oh yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Yes.
block. That's kind of true because I was told that I should block him, and I'm assuming they meant Bates. Wait,
Oh, so it is true. But wait, did they tell
well,
you to follow me?
we should ask him if they told him to block me or not.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm,
wondering that too. I'm wondering that too because I've heard that there is stuff that they tell you to
mhm.
do. Like they tell you who to interact with, who not to interact with. And yeah, that person, a lot of everyone from that particular season said that they were told not to talk to him, don't go on his podcast, don't do anything, or his YouTube channel, don't do it. So I'm just curious, are they still doing that? Are they telling people to stay away from certain content creators? Which is interesting. But I always would go through the proper channels. Like when I would have
Oh,
people
yo, hold
on, I
on,
would
yo, Riley
contact.
says they said block Shabooty. Hold on, we gotta get Riley to speak.
No,
What?
are you
I'm gonna
Oh
serious?
invite him
my
to speak.
God.
Hold on, I invited him to speak.
Oh my God. I'm dying
Why
right
I
you
don't
now.
know.
though?
Oh yeah, Riley's here.
Oh my God.
So
Wait, they
wait.
told you to block me? What the fuck? It's some tea.
Shabooty.
Unmute yourself, Sir Riley.
Oh, sorry,
I'm a
sorry,
bit
sorry, sorry.
shocked.
Okay.
So I was told to block you, block the no offense, but the gay guy that
Yates.
Bates.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I
Bates,
didn't like.
yeah.
I'm not trying to talk negative about
Hmm.
anybody, but I was told to block him. I was told to watch out for Melanated Way.
Hmm.
Um, Those are the only ones. I was told George is good. George is cool people. Um, I was told stay away from Auntie's advice, block her, and I can't remember anyone else. Oh no, and then no, not really. No, that's it. That's the ones that I remember.
A producer
So
told you
this is
this?
still going on
Wait,
then.
I'm sorry.
A producer told you to do this?
No, it was amongst cast members.
Cast members told you to block me?
Yeah, it was amongst cast members that
Uh,
like people
What?
slide in your DMs when they like release. Because I think it's like one of the bloggers. I want to say Mary
yeah,
Pants.
we don't like
Like
her, but
she
yeah,
finds what?
we
Go
don't
ahead.
like her.
Oh, okay, sorry. Um, like was like that person like
Mm,
finds everybody's users like Instagram handles,
mm-hmm.
and then like that's when that person like posted that, that's when all like cast members, like not all but a lot of cast members, like start following you and slide into your DMs and say, hey, welcome to the family or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like a couple of conversations from DMs, they were like this person, because they're like, hey, it's gonna be hard or whatever. And it's like, watch out for this person, block that
No,
person,
no,
trust
that's the thing.
me.
Like, what? So Mary, I feel like Mary Pants probably slides in the cast members' DMs and say block and says block Shabooty.
No, no,
Uh,
no, it wasn't. No, it
okay.
wasn't. No, I'm just telling you,
Mm-hmm.
like when I was like, I don't know how people found me because I don't put like 90 day, like just Riley 90 day. I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was like, when, but when that tag came out, because I didn't have my settings on, I didn't know about this stuff about settings and not letting people tag you. Like, I saw that tag and I was like, how the fuck did she find me? Like, I didn't say a word, but my thing wasn't private. But anyway, um, then like other cast members. So it wasn't a blogger that told me to watch out.
Mm-hmm.
It was cast members.
Oh, so it's the
Yeah.
cast members. I've always wondered who was telling people because I will get like at the new when a new season starts, those cast members will slide into my messages and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on this show. Blah blah blah. I was told to follow you." And I was just thinking, like, well, who told you that?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. That
So,
I didn't know who was doing
so
it, so
do
it's
you
just
recall
interesting.
which cast member said block Shabooty in particular?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna
Oh,
say
feel
the.
free to feel free to DM
Yeah,
me.
he's not gonna say it
I'm
on
not gonna
live.
say it. No.
Mm.
It like it's almost 2 years ago, man. Like,
No, no, no.
but
You need to DM me because
but
I'm curious.
it's part of the conversation that cast members have with other cast members.
Mm,
Like Melanated Ray had a problem with me because I repeated what a cast member said about her, right? And it was like it's a big cast member, right? And and I'm just like, why are you mad at me? Like, you messing up my money. And I was like, why are you mad at me? I'm just repeating. I was like, you should be worried about why
mm,
cast members, especially bigger cast members, are saying this. Like, you're worrying about my little narrow behind, and I'm just repeating to other cast members, that the new ones that come to me, I'm repeating what was said to me. Because for the most part, like, except for a couple of for a couple of folks, like, I I didn't really follow it. Like Shabooty, I think he's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And George is a good dude, and it like so like I don't necessarily follow it, but that particular one I kind of believed in. You know, nothing against her. It was just like, why are you mad at me? Because
I know exactly what you're talking about. What they said, I know because this has been going around for a
right,
while.
like literally, they say, like, I was told, be careful of melanated ways she works for TLC. That's exactly what I was told.
Well, yeah, I know that, and I think I told you that the
Right?
accuracy
No,
of that
we
statement. It's not
spoke,
accurate anymore.
George, and you broke it down to me why it was said. And
Yeah,
I was like, really?
yeah,
And she was like,
mm,
yeah, she had a show. And I was like, oh, wow. Like,
yeah.
but like, she was
yeah.
like fucking
And
pissed off at me.
speaking of melanated way, like obviously she's like internet savvy, right? So explain to me when she reposts one of my posts. Uh, in the caption, she could easily do like a at Shabooty or whatever. Instead, she just will write like Shabooty, like in text, but not tag. It's like, what the fuck? Don't you know how to tag somebody?
Right, right. Well, she ran. And this I didn't know because I don't follow her, and I removed her as a follower. But um, she did. You know, when I asked Lexi to marry me, she legit like said his girlfriend Alexis, and
Hmm.
Lexi saw it and she was livid, livid. But this is coming from she knew about the little back and forth melanated way and I had. So she's like, oh, she's just being a bitch about it. You know,
Hmm.
Yeah.
she because everybody knows like literally like she has two accounts and it's literally Alexa Sanchez. Like everybody knows it's Alexa. And you know, she was like, oh, she's being a bitch about it and calling me Alexis. And you know, Lexi really hates that. She's one
Hmm.
of those people that pronounce my name properly, people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but
true.
you know, nothing against Linda. I mean, it's just it doesn't matter, right? But I was just like, why are you upset with me because I
Yeah.
repeated it, and instead of being upset that it's a thing that obviously every every season new cast member they're told this because it's a you know, like it's a group of cast members that will always hit up new cast members to welcome to the franchise, and a lot of them give advice. There's like three things they're going
Hmm.
to give you: is like ignore the comments. Um, these are the bloggers or the people you should watch out for, or not whatever. And then the next thing is you should join Cameo. Here's my code. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like those are the three things you're going to always get. You know,
Yeah,
like
no, the advice
Yeah,
should
it's
be suck Shabooty's ass so he doesn't ether you with his tea.
no, listen,
Damn.
Shabooty. I'm gonna tell you, like personally, I thought because you was roasting me, and I every single thing was fucking hilarious. I couldn't get mad at you. I would try to be upset with you, and I couldn't. I was like, yeah, this shit is funny. I think the funniest thing, and I'll say it again, the funniest thing you ever posted when you took those pictures. And you said, "Why does Riley look like an out of work magician?" I fucking fell out, bro. I looked at that. I was like, "Yeah, I do look like an out of work magician." Like this shit is fucking hilarious. I was so trying to be upset. I was like, "Yo, this shit it was fucking brilliant, man. It's just funny." Like
Mhm.
you know, but like yeah, they like we talk, and that's what I was trying to explain to like her. I was like, "Yo, you think that cast members don't talk? Like,
Yeah,
there's like cast members that have been around for years that are really, really pissed off at some people, and if they could get, you know, how they go team, you know, Shekinah team, whatever, like if they could get a, a team this, a team that going before you get to them, then, you know, that's what it is.
true. All right, well, we've been live for a long time. Any other topics, George, you want to talk before we end this thing?
no, that's it. And I'm sad that people are telling people to block you.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not cool.
That's kind of messed up because I don't know. I feel like you're pretty supportive. Like, look how you and Liz have built a little rapport between each other. Like, I don't know.
Gene,
I think
I'm
that there's
always
some.
back Gino.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's a fair thing. What people are
Hmm.
saying, telling people to block you. Like, I don't
But you
know.
got
I
to
think
also
that
understand
that's.
who it comes because I don't reach out to new cast members. I just don't do it. If they follow me, I follow them, you know, kind of thing. And if we have conversations, we have conversations. But like it also has to do with the individual. Like it's personal. You feel what I'm saying? Like because I have no problem with Shabooty, right? And if I was asked, oh no, I have been asked, and I was like, Shabooty is cool people. I have actually told a cast member that I like, if you're gonna leak something, I would say give it to Shabooty. I've
Hmm.
said it, you know. So it's
Yeah.
the personal relationship. Because I'm gonna say because you know 9 times out of 10 people don't really meet each other, right? So it's just the relationship. So but it depends on the person. Like I have no problem with any of you guys. Like you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I've been
Yeah.
roasted, and I was like, I don't have a problem with it. But then there's other bloggers that were just straight up disrespectful. And like I've said something, and like, oh, you're a fucking asshole,
True.
and like if I see you in the street and you say that to my face, I'm gonna backslap you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions about me, like in real life, feel free to ask Jennifer, which was the chick that was with Rishi, because we had like a 2 or 3 hour lunch in New York City. So obviously, I must be good people. So if we're talking for that long,
Yeah. I mean, no, you're good people, but you gotta also like Shabooty, like you gotta understand the franchise in the universe you're a part of and your role
no,
within
I
it.
know I'm a ball buster though. To people I
Yeah.
don't know.
So like not everybody can take it,
Yeah.
Like I'll be honest, I could take it like the ball busting better from like it's like a little bit better from an East Coast person than a Midwest person. Like I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
You feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like an East Coast person is different. Like we grew up kind of in the same kind of vein, or
Hmm.
we are part of the same kind of vein, so I can understand the humor. But like a Midwest person, it kind of gets under my skin. Like who you talk about? Like I'm probably the only black or mixed like Cuban slash black
Hmm.
person you've ever seen in you know what I'm saying? Like you don't know
Yeah.
me, but like if you get it from an East Coast person, you're like, well, maybe they went to school with somebody that I remind them of and they had these jokes. I don't know.
Hmm.
It just
Yeah.
sits different when it's an East Coast person with me versus a Midwest. I could even deal with California, like a West Coast person, but like Midwest, that those characters get on my nerves,
True.
because I feel like it's like undertones to like a lot of their jokes or whatever they're posting. It's undertones to it,
Yeah.
but
No, because like the other day I did like it was stupid, but it was like a meme where it was like Danielle, Elizabeth, aka Libby, and Isabel, and I was like, this is like 90-day DEI. But then
I
I
saw that.
I
Yeah.
put in the caption, I was like, this is like a silly meme. Don't take it serious. Meaning like I didn't want people to think I'm all like
Right.
anti that. So
Right.
I
Right.
had to be clear that I'm not like
But I got
anti.
it. I mean, certain things I don't. I'll be honest. There's certain things I don't like because
And I
there's
posted that
some
meme.
class
I
members that'll
posted that
hit
meme
me up like,
before that
"What's
whole.
why are you liking this stuff and why are you?"
Yeah.
Like
And
I don't feel like
I
having
posted that
it.
meme before the whole tragedy thing
Right?
and
Yeah. No.
all
But
that
but
shit.
I thought it was hilarious. Like
True.
like, but I also get your humor, right? But then
Yeah.
there's people that are like they have a negative feeling towards you or anybody on the panel, right? Like, and they might like anything you say is going to trigger them. Like, I remember one time a cast member, I was like, it was like in the beginning when y'all first started the podcast, and I would come in, right? Because like, you guys, it's good, right? And I was like, so they asked me, they were live, and they asked me, whatever, something, and I was like, no, I was live with George Marcy and Shabooty, and the person was like, you gotta defend me. They be talking horrible about me and this and that. I was like, we weren't talking about you. Like, what do you? Yeah, no, we were talking about
Mhm.
other nonsense. Like you weren't a subject, and it shows how deep rooted like the disdain for like
And
some
the
people.
insecurity and shit.
I guess with respect to the person, I guess, but like to me, I was like, why is it so hard to believe that I'm just a fan of
Mhm.
them and I like their show? Like, why is it so hard? Why do you think I'm gonna sit there and talk about you with them?
Oh, I see what you're saying because I have to say this a lot when I say, the my views and opinions don't necessarily align with the views and opinions of the people that I might hang around or talk to or do things with. And you have to
Mhm.
explain that to
Yeah,
people sometimes because people assume that you believe everything that someone says or does because you're
right,
associated with them. And it's very possible that you could listen to a podcast and you don't believe or support everything that comes out of
right,
that person's mouth. But for some reason, people seem to think, well, if you support them at all, you support
right.
everything that they
Yeah,
do. And
that's not
that's
because
not the
there's some
case.
things that like y'all talk about and like I go, no, that's actually wrong, but it's not my play. I'm listening for the entertainment. Then it's other shit, especially when Coco running her mouth, where I'm fucking dying. You know what I'm saying? Like I was mad that I came in and I'm like, who's squirting? What are y'all talking about? I missed
Yeah,
everything.
you gotta go back and listen to the whole
No,
segment
I'm
because that's
going.
like
I'm going to
highlight.
because usually when I come in like a couple of weeks ago, I was lucky. I came in like real early and I got to hang out. But like, no, I fell asleep a couple of weeks ago. But like anyway, so like I'll listen. I'll go back. Like tomorrow's my day. Like I'll listen
Yeah.
and catch up.
So if you want the full, like you got, I don't know how much time you have, but if you listen to last Sunday's show, the end of last Sunday's show was a preamble to the hot tea that you walked into
Okay.
on
Well,
tonight's show.
I have to catch up on last week. I was sick last week, and then this like last week I was sick. No, was I? Yeah, I was kind of sick, but it was more or less the shit that's going on because the government worker shit. But
Mhm.
yeah, so like so I missed it. But I like Saturdays are usually my day where I just sit here and vegetate in my bed and just listen to your stuff, But and no TV, nothing, just listen to you guys. And so I got to catch up anyway because I missed last week. So, but yeah, I'll figure. I'll get it when I listen tomorrow.
You'll be shocked. I'll say that. You're going to be very shocked at what
Listen, if
you
it's a
hear.
if it's an
I
OF
would.
thing, I'm gonna find it, right, and I'm
Yeah.
You'll find it. It's not even hard to find. I was talking to a friend of mine and I mentioned it to her, and within because I was like, oh yeah, this is on there, and it's on the internet, and she texted me back and she's like, I was online for 30 seconds and I already found
yeah.
Mhm.
Now I have to see it. Now I have
it.
to see it.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
there. It's there. And we're not telling nobody to look for it or anything. We're
Right.
just telling you it exists. It's there. It's on
Yeah.
the
Well.
internet.
True. And then, all right, well, we should end it. But I guess before we end it, let me just give a shout. I know Lana, our big listener, Lana, I know she's going through a lot of like, loss in her family.
Mm.
And just so shout out to Lana. Our prayers are out to you. And
Lana.
we hope to have you back on the show when, all that, all that's, once I know you're going through it right now. So in the future, we hope to have you back on the show.
Absolutely.
Yes, we
We love
love
you, Lana. We
you.
miss you.
Yeah. So I guess we should end it then.
All right.
Yeah, we'll end
Yeah.
it.
All right.
This episode of 90
We'll
Day
be
It-
back
Fiance
Sunday.
Fridays.
for sure. It was
Yes,
epic.
we
Thank
will.
you, everyone. And if you want to support us,
Join the
yeah,
Patreon.
join the Patreon and yeah, just keep sharing our podcast to everyone and give it 5 stars and all that. And we really appreciate it.
No doubt.
Thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Thank
Later,
All
y'all.
right.
you.
Peace
Peace
out,
out,
everyone. Love y'all.
everybody.